In terms of rumors about
best,
you, it's the best one you can have.
The best possible rumor to have.
And I don't even think it's a rumor, but in terms of people talking about something.
Yeah, I mean, it could be worse.
Yeah. Very worse.
Yeah,
I mean, listen, I have a small, so like that sucks.
I've never had that rumor started about me.
On today's part of my take, we have Super Bowl MVP Nick Foles in studio. Don't shake your head, Hank. Great interview with him. Awesome time. Great dude. We're going to do Week 15 picks and preview with a little special conspiracy time with the Jets Jags. We have Fyre Fest of the week. We're going to talk about the god-awful Thursday Night Football game. And it's all brought to you by our friends at DraftKings. The Emirates NBA Cup is here. You can win big getting in on the action at DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NBA. Will LA repeat? We'll find out soon. There's sure to be rim-rattling slams and no-look passes that bring the crowd to their feet. Get behind your favorite players and prop bets you can make on DraftKings, the home of NBA player props. Ready to place your first bet? Try betting on something simple like picking a team to win. Go to the DraftKings Sportsbook app and make your pick. First time? Here's something special just for you. New DraftKings customers, bet $5 to get $150 in bonus bets if your bet wins. Score big with DraftKings Sportsbook. Every point counts. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app. Use code TAKE. That's code TAKE for new customers to get $150 in bonus bets if your bet wins. When you bet just $5 only on DraftKings, the crown is yours. Okay, let's go. Welcome to Part of My Take, presented by DraftKings. Score big with DraftKings Sportsbook. Every point counts. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use code TAKE. That's code TAKE for new customers to get $150 in bonus bets if your bet wins when you bet just $5. Only on DraftKings. The crown is yours. Today is Friday, December 13th. And boys, that was a tough watch. And PFT, you should be nervous. And I should be nervous because the Rams are now 8-6.
Yeah, the game was terrible.
Terrible.
It was a bad game. It was raining pretty hard for the first half, but it looked like neither team couldn't get the ball going on the ground. They couldn't get the ball going in the passing game. Nothing happened in the first half.
Nothing.
That's like the first game that I can remember where absolutely nothing happened in a half. Puka Nacua made a good catch. The camera misidentified a player as being Trent Williams.
Yep.
That might have been the highlight of the first half.
That might have been it.
Looking at the TV and being like, hey, that's not Trent Williams.
The first the first quarter specifically went 3 plays punt, 4 plays punt, 5 plays punt, 3 plays punt, 3 plays punt, 3 plays punt, 6 this is going into we started the game 1, 2. Oh, I guess there was a field goal in there, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 punts. 10 punts and 1 field goal was the start of the game.
Yeah, when I watch games like this, especially in primetime, because if it's on a Sunday and it gets swallowed up by the rest of the slate, you can overlook it. But if it's a primetime game like this, I look at watching it like we're making a deposit into the future football bank.
Yeah.
That money is going to go ahead and make money. You don't always see immediate returns on your investment. But I know if I watch enough games like that, then I'm going to watch. If you don't love me at my 49ers Rams, you don't deserve me at my Bills Rams.
Yeah. It was bad. It was bad. I mean, we had the Lions-Packers game last week was great. This just happens late season, Thursday Night Football, just a little bit of rain, fucks everything up. We also have to have a conversation about Brock Purdy. We should probably walk back. Well, you know what? I'm not going to walk it back because last year he was playing like a top 5 quarterback. But there's been talk about him getting an extension. I know a lot of guys are hurt, but how much can you pay Brock Purdy knowing that he's a good quarterback? He's not in the level of make everyone better quarterback.
I think he is. I think he had a very bad game tonight. Like he looked stupid and shitty tonight. That's my analysis.
That last throw was so bad.
It was stupid and shitty in one throw. It was dumb to throw it, and it was a bad pass. I think he's still a very good quarterback.
You think give me a number.
How much I would pay him?
I mean, 60 has been floated around.
It's not my money. 60 a year? 60 what?
I think it was 60 was floated around. What was the
I'd pay him
number?
60
Does anyone
a year.
know the number?
I have a question for you.
Yes.
If he was in the NFC East, would you want
Good question.
a rival team to sign him long term?
Good question.
$65 million a
I have
year
a
was this
question.
report.
I have a question for you, Max.
Holy shit.
Would I want the Giants to sign Brock Purdy? Yes, I would.
Yeah.
Yeah, but if he's on a team that's got weapons, I guess Malik Neighbors pretty good. But if he's on a team that's like, if he's on a good team, he can be a very, very good quarterback. We've obviously seen it from him.
But that's the point, that once you pay them, then you have to. Actually, I don't get the cap. I don't get
No,
the
the
cap.
cap makes no sense.
The cap doesn't
makes
exist.
This, all right, so yeah.
I think you make kind of a valid point, though, which is like if he's not on a team with good players, then no, he's not like a difference maker that could take a team to the Super Bowl.
The projections that I'm reading right now, so there was a report 60 a year. That's insane. You can't pay Brock Purdy 60 a year.
A year?
A year. Again, all these things are like fake money, but
Yeah.
because you don't know how much is guaranteed. Like
Cap
you
is
could-
going up.
You could just be like, we're going to pay him 60 a year, and then you can cut him after a year.
Hank, how did you think that salaries were broken down?
You thought it was just 60 total?
Like,
Yes.
just give him $60 million. You're a quarterback.
For like 5 years.
So you're saying like
60 for 5 years?
For
I
Brock
would do
Purdy?
that in a second. I would do that in a second. Yeah, no, I think it's got to be more in like the 30s.
Hank's
I don't know.
cheap.
He's not.
Brock Purdy?
Yeah. This is the conversation that's going on.
I mean, we've seen Brock Purdy be a good football player.
Yeah, very good at times. But it's also when all his guys are healthy and everyone else is very good at him.
Also, the
around.
thing with
Deebo Samuel, my ass.
the thing with Brock Purdy is John Lynch kind of owes Brock Purdy.
You can't play like
No,
that.
but think
You
about
can't
it.
play like
Think about
that.
it. The move that John Lynch made on draft day to move up, get Trey Lance. He's not talked about as being one of the bigger draft busts of all time.
He just needs more snaps.
But the fact is, Brock Purdy saved John Lynch's ass by being good with the very last pick.
Yeah, I don't know what they're going to pay him. The Niners need a full reset, though, I feel like. This was the game. If they win this game, they're like, all right, maybe we'll make it to the playoffs. I don't think they're making the playoffs. What are the odds? Can we get the odds up? You have
no,
us
they're
watching
not.
some stupid show right now on this.
They're not going to make the playoffs.
Yeah, we're watching a show. We're watching a Happy Holidays show.
Maybe this game just taught us that Trent Williams was the most valuable player of this team.
And Brandon Ayuk. And
Less than 1% chance.
And what's less than
For
one?
the Niners.
Oh,
For the
Niners.
and Trent Williams is very important. Brandon Ayuk's very important. Deebo Samuel's 4 years ago was very important.
Or I mean, even last season,
Christian McCaffrey's very important.
very very important.
They're gonna have to make some hard decisions and shed some of these guys. So less than 1%. What about the Rams? Because the Rams. Let's talk about the Rams. The Rams. Credit the Rams. They've won games in very. I mean, you can't win games in two different ways than what they did against the Bills 5 days ago in that shootout where they score 44. And then figure out a way tonight to grind it out and win a 12-6 game where it felt like nothing was happening. Cooper Kupp, did he have a catch? I know he didn't have a catch till going into the fourth quarter.
I don't think that he did.
Yeah, I mean, Puka Nacua had a couple big plays, but they that was a gutsy, find a way to win, tough game for the Rams, and now they are 8-6. They play the Jets, they play the Cardinals, they play the Seahawks. Again, I mean, I'm the biggest Commanders fan in the world now because this is I can't.
Well, Hank too. Hank has a
Hank
Super Bowl
too.
future.
I
on
can't
him.
have the Rams in the playoffs.
No.
The Rams have a 48% chance right now to make it to the playoffs.
And what are the Commanders at?
The Commanders?
50. That was current. If win, it jumped up to 50 from 48.
Oh, Max.
Thanks, Max.
The way Max
Thanks,
said
Max.
50 there, he's so excited.
Well, that was also like it went from 48 to 50. It wasn't like
The Commanders, if they win on Sunday, have an 86%
Okay,
chance.
so
that's
just
pretty
win
good.
that game.
Listen,
There's
I
no
control
way.
my own destiny.
If they lose, 57.
Oh my God.
But there's no way.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Jake
There's
Hader.
literally no way.
All right, yeah, we're gonna get to that. Well, we talk about it in the preview, but
Yeah.
oh my God.
Yeah, listen.
I can't have the Rams in these playoffs.
Max, you would still rather play the Rams than the Commanders?
I mean, the
In
Rams.
this, which world are we in?
Yeah, what
PFT?
world?
Oh yeah. Yeah,
I might paint myself green if the Eagles
That's
have to play the
great.
Rams.
That's actually a fair question.
I'm gonna say this.
Say it.
Who would you rather play?
That game we just watched, I didn't watch a game that'd been like, holy shit, I don't want to play this team.
yeah.
No,
That was the worst football game ever.
But the Rams do deserve credit for finding a way to win that game because it was ugly. It was terrible.
And the Rams,
it was horrendous.
The Rams did look much better in a very, very shitty game than the Niners did. I said during the game, but if that was the first game ever played of football, they would never play a second game of football. They'd be like, this sport is not good. Let's retool, get back together. We're playing rugby now.
Maybe this is the solution because Al Michaels is back for another year. So they announced that this week. He's back for another year.
Really?
Yeah, he's year to year.
Listen,
but hold on, PFT.
I've had my sword out for Al Michaels the last 2 seasons. I don't know if I've got a third in me.
PFT. Maybe the solution is they just have to guarantee that there's no touchdowns scored on Thursday Night Football because Al Michaels was not a problem tonight. He matched the energy perfectly.
Yeah.
Like he was the perfect announcer for this game.
When he's annoyed at an appropriate time, then it's okay. But I can't do another season of defending Al Michaels.
Yeah.
I just can't do it.
What were you looking
My
up,
men are
Hank?
tired.
Do you have anything for us? Oh, I thought you had one other thing for us looking up. What are the chances? Oh, no, the Niners we already did.
So wait, what are the Commanders at right now, Max?
78%.
78. Okay.
That's good.
You guys are acting
Wait,
like
Max, you never answered the question.
the end of the
though.
world.
Oh, yeah, you never answered the question, Max.
In what world?
The playoffs start tomorrow.
In this world, I would like the Rams.
But in the real world,
In the real world,
the
I
same
would
world.
like.
Is it? Yeah,
it is
same
the
world.
same world.
But see, Hank doesn't get it because Hank never loses the big game. He always wins it.
Who the fuck is the guest on this show today, dude?
Hank. Hank. Nick Foles on the show, and Hank had to leave midway through.
Once he started talking about the Super Bowl, Hank gets up. Watch for this in the YouTube.
He
Hank,
actually he took his headphones off and he was just going off what Nick Foles was saying.
Yeah.
By like my reaction, and he was getting angry, and I was looking at him. He was like, "Oh, can't hear."
Everyone was
Can't hear
acting
what
like the
he's saying."
fucking president was here. It made me sick.
you and Hank are pretty much the same person, Max. Did you know that? Like deep down in your core, you're the same guy.
Also, Bruins lost Game 7 like 2 years ago.
Oh, Hank,
yeah.
don't even. I saw you retweet that horrendous stat of all the
I
Chicago
want
teams.
Chicago to be good.
Did you
That
guys see that
stat
stat?
is
It was
insane.
insane. It was
honestly
actually
though,
insane.
I read it as a good thing because the tides have to turn.
It was actually insane.
Chicago is a very fun city. I love living in Chicago. Great sports town. Passionate fans.
All
They
right.
deserve better.
Here it is, and I'm gonna give you guys some guesses. So this is from Jay Kuda. So in the last 7 years, he did a combination of playoff wins per city. Last 7 years. So Boston has 133 wins between their 4 teams in the last 7 years. Philly, 72 wins. The Bay Area, which has 5 teams, 81 wins. Phoenix, 38. Atlanta, 38. Atlanta only has 3 teams. Denver, 94. Tampa, 83. Toronto, only 3 teams. They have
Doesn't
51.
Tampa only have 3 too?
Tampa has 3 teams, 83 wins. Toronto has 51 wins. They have 3 teams. How many playoff wins do you think the city of Chicago has in the last 7 years?
5 teams,
7
by the
years.
way. 5 teams.
5 teams. So the Blackhawks, none. The Cubs. This does not count 2016, or does it?
Does
Nope.
not.
Okay, so none for the Cubs then. None for the White Sox. The Bears don't have any either.
You were off on a couple.
Wait, does a play-in count?
Playing counts.
Okay,
I
I'm going to
believe.
guess 5.
4. The answer is 4. The White Sox have 2. The Blackhawks have 1. The Bulls have 1. So shut the fuck up, Hank. Max, I got your back.
Feels
He
good
doesn't
to say that,
understand.
doesn't it?
All right, but again,
You couldn't take Nick Foles sitting in here.
the
for a
fact that
minute.
you want to play
Four.
the Rams, Super Bowl champion Rams, stud quarterback, great coach.
What year are we in?
No, like they've won a Super Bowl recently.
Yeah.
like they have a Super Bowl
3 years
culture.
ago.
But like they're
Aaron Donald.
same coach, same
Aaron Donald's
quarterback.
very important.
Same coach, same quarterback.
Yeah.
that's the same core.
Okay.
Or the most dysfunctional franchise of all time with a rookie quarterback.
Hank,
And you're taking the Rams.
3 Super Bowls, okay? Joe Gibbs.
I don't want to lose again to another person on this podcast and in the playoffs. I've done it to you twice, and it's the worst feeling. You don't understand how bad the feeling is
He
when
doesn't.
you lose to somebody in this podcast in a playoff game.
He doesn't. He
It's
does
no-
not.
horrendous.
Wrong. Jake Marsh.
Ah, he got you there.
Gotcha.
Either way, the Niners are dead. It's over. Reset everything. It's over. And then the Rams, we got a Rams problem on this podcast.
Yeah, it's a big Rams
We got a
problem.
Rams problem.
I'm knee deep in the Rams right now.
I'm with you. I'm a brother in
They've
arms.
got a great coach, and somebody sent this scenario to me. And the
Dude,
more
this is sick.
the more it plays,
This is
it's
sick.
It's perverted.
This person
and
go
it's
to jail.
disgusting. They should go-
Pre-crime.
They should be arrested and
Pre-crime.
executed. There is a scenario that is looking more likely. I don't want to say it's probable, but the scenario's out there and it's talking to me every day. That week 18.
Hank is so hate.
I
You want to
need-
take off your pants,
I'm
Hank?
excited. I'm very excited.
I need to beat the Cowboys, or maybe it doesn't matter if I beat the Cowboys or not. But the Commanders' playoff chances come down to the Bears beating the Packers.
When PFT told me that, I was like, dude, that sucks. And he's like, no, I'll root for the Bears. I'm like, no, we won't beat the Packers.
It's a scenario that's out there.
And
it's all I'm going to be thinking about.
It would be the worst scenario ever because
That-
there's no chance
Is
they're
it
going to beat
separate
the Packers.
game? Is it separate time?
They don't do that. They don't
Yeah.
announce it till before.
But I think if the Bears lost that game,
that might
There's
be
not
an if.
That might be the top part of my take.
There's not an if, PFT. They're going to lose that game.
If you lose by like 45 points to the Packers again,
Sure.
and then that
definitely
knocks me out,
possible.
and that makes Hank's bet win, and then Max is happy.
That would be real sick if
not 45. 1.
if it came down. It would be really sick if it was like all the tiebreakers. Then it came down to point differential.
Yeah, yeah,
Packers won by like 50.
yeah, yeah. We're rooting in the fourth quarter because the Packers are only winning by 40 points.
And the Bears have 4 yards.
Yeah, and then the Packers score a meaningless touchdown on the last drive.
You just got to
Can you
beat
send
the
me that?
Saints.
I want to try.
No, don't
I need
send
it.
no,
I
he's gonna
send it to me.
Do your own homework.
Okay.
Yeah.
Someone send me the notes.
All right. Well, we got the rest of Week 15 picks and preview. That game sucked. I am impressed with the Rams just because if you could win if you win those 2 ways in 5-day span, they weren't the problem tonight. The Niners were the problem.
Yeah, somehow Sean McVay looked less wet than Kyle Shanahan, and he wasn't even wearing a hat.
Yeah, Kyle Shanahan had that hood up where it's
Yeah.
like, I want to be anywhere but here.
McVay was just gliding between the raindrops.
Someone asked him if he wants to leave again tonight because I know he said no after he won by $1 million.
Better weather in Chicago.
Listen, you don't have to pay Caleb Williams for a few years. Brock Purdy's got to get paid right now. Mm-hmm. Right now. Okay, let's kick it to ourselves. Picks and preview. Nick Foles and then Fyre Fest. Okay, before we get to our weekend preview, it's brought to you by our friends at Game Time. Game Time is focused on togetherness this holiday season. When you bring people together at live events, the experience is that much better, and it's the perfect gift. You know how much we love Game Time now with their brand new Game Time Picks feature. They're making it even easier to get to a game. Game Time Picks filters out the fluff to show you only incredible deals on great seats so you don't have to waste time searching through thousands of tickets. We're looking for Bills-Lions tickets.
It's pricey, but it's going to be a Super Bowl atmosphere. You can get in for $380.
All right, hit that GT Picks deal, and they've got some great deals on Game Time. So just pull up your chosen event and turn on the GT Picks setting at the top of the screen or browse the best local Game Time Picks deal near you on your Game Time app homepage. What are you waiting for? Buy those tickets to the Lions-Bills. Get there. It's going to be an incredible atmosphere. Take the guesswork out of buying tickets with Game Time. Download the Game Time app, create an account, use code PMT for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create an account, redeem code PMT for $20 off. Download the Game Time app today. What time is it? Game Time. We're also brought to you by our friends at Morgan & Morgan. We all know 2024 has been wild so far. So let's talk about something important. If you get injured by a person, place, or thing, you deserve to get paid. Life can be crazy sometimes, and one person's negligence can result in another settlement. If you're in an accident, not calling a lawyer means you could be leaving money on the table. When you're seriously hurt, your injury could be worth millions. If you're ever injured, you can check out Morgan & Morgan Morgan & Morgan is America's largest injury law firm. They have over 100 offices nationwide and more than 1,000 lawyers with over $20 billion recovered for over $500,000 clients. Morgan & Morgan has a proven track record of fighting to get you full and fair compensation. Submitting an injury claim with Morgan & Morgan is so easy. Dunking is hard. Submitting an injury claim with Morgan & Morgan is easy. So if you're ever injured, you can check out Morgan & Morgan. Their fee is free unless they win. For more information, go to forthepeople.com/PMT or dial #law, #529 from your cell phone. That's forthepeople.com/PMT or #law, #529 from your cell. This is a paid advertisement. Okay, boys, week 15, and we have no more buys, and we have maybe the grossest early slate and just an incredible treat in the afternoon with all the games that have – I mean, the early slate has some games that have playoff implications, but it's a lot of good team, bad team matchups. The late slate is everything.
The late slate is maybe the most perfect part of an NFL Sunday that we've had all season.
You'd rather have it better late than early, though, right? Like, you'd
Yeah.
rather have this be this way than if you reversed it.
Yeah,
no?
shout out to the people that go to church. They're going to get back, have great NFL matchups ready for them.
Yeah. Yeah.
This might be the slate of the year, the afternoon slate, week 15.
Church normally ends before.
Yeah, church is like 10 a.m.
Yeah.
Or maybe if you got the way you guys worship, maybe.
What time did you go to church?
Yeah,
I went to Quaker meeting. That was a little bit more relaxed. Let you be hungover, stumble on in.
I went to 11:30 mass, but it would be done at 12:30, and you'd be home by the 1.
What time do games
slate.
start in Central Time Zone, Max?
Well, 11:30 is the East Coast time. I think they.
You think
probably
church starts at
scheduled-
10:30 in
They
Central Time
schedule
Zone?
church for football.
Do they?
Yeah,
It's smart.
they should. Early, yeah. There's multiple masses, you know.
Yeah, there are.
Yeah. Okay, so that's the setting for this weekend. We got to get through the early slate. We just got to get through the early slate. First up, let's do some games. First up, Chiefs at Browns. Browns +4 over under 43.5. The Kansas City Chiefs are on a 7-game against the spread losing streak, which is pretty crazy,
It is.
especially because they are 11-1.
Yeah, well, maybe
No,
they're just
12-1. Are they 12-1?
maybe
12-1.
they're just perfect at not exerting themselves too much. They don't waste any energy.
Yeah, they don't waste any energy. They're 12-1, and they've lost 7 games against the spread in a row. Basically they're testing everything where it's like we're going to be so great, but also anyone who's like you don't get rich betting against Patrick Mahomes. Actually, you do this year.
Yeah, it's been the year to do it.
Yeah.
I just want Jameis to play well enough in this game that he doesn't get benched next week.
I agree with that.
Because next week it will be Browns-Bengals,
Mm-hmm.
and I just want to see Jameis Winston and Joe Burrow duel it out.
I want to see 85 points. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think Jameis is going to be okay. The Chiefs' pass defense. The Chiefs have a couple problems. Their offensive line's a problem. Their pass defense is a problem. Their pass defense, since Jalen Watson, one of their great defensive backs, went out for the season, is 28th in EPA. So Jameis might be able to cook. And also, DJ Humphries is already questionable. So he had a hamstring issue. So they might be back to like, holy shit, we're shuffling along the line.
Did they get that MRI back?
Yeah. I don't know if they got
Because I know that Andy was waiting on that.
the MRI.
The
Yeah,
MRI.
He said that.
Yeah, he's like, I'm waiting on this MRI.
We ordered an MRI.
Yeah, so we'll see what happens with that. I like what the Browns did this week. They cut Kadarius Toney, which is smart.
Yes, that's
And
addition by subtraction.
It also tells me that they probably asked Kadarius Toney, hey, can you give us any information about the Chiefs playbook? Realized that he had absolutely no help on that regard.
Yeah.
And they're like, well, that's really the only reason why we're hoping to have you around this week.
Yeah.
So we'll see you.
Yeah. I like the Browns in this game.
Do you like them straight up?
I don't know if I like them straight up. Also, another stat that might be pro Jameis. The Chiefs are third fewest in the league in takeaways. So they've only had 10 takeaways this year.
Mm-hmm.
Not turning the ball over on opposing offenses that much. Maybe we know Jameis has been. So he had the game against the Broncos, pick 6 after pick 6. He asked the Lord to deliver him from pick 6s against the Steelers. No pick 6s, did throw 2 picks. Maybe the final iteration is no picks.
No picks this week. I don't know. I wouldn't mind if he had, like, I don't want James to throw no picks. That means he's not taking enough chances.
True.
I want full-blooded Jameis.
Yeah, we need
So,
full-blooded Jameis. You're right.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know which Jameis we're going to get this week. It could be good, could be bad. I'm hoping for good.
I'm hoping for great.
Browns against the spread, not a bad play. Browns straight up, I don't know. It's up to you.
I don't know. Well, here's the thing too: is this is probably the best game in the early slate just because it is the Chiefs and it's Jameis.
Yeah.
Like, this is the game that I'll be watching the most, I would say.
For ball knowers, this game should catch your eye.
Yeah, this game will be the best. So I will have something for this game. What do you say, Hank?
I know no one cares about your fantasy team, but I am wrestling between Patrick Mahomes this week and Jane Daniels, and this game could mean a lot for me if I go with Patrick Mahomes, but I don't.
Yeah.
What do you guys think?
I think that's a man's fantasy questions are between him and the Lord.
I want to answer this, but I got to buy in both my leagues.
Okay, thanks.
I mean, well, actually, no. I have the big league. I don't have a buy, but that Ebo and Blutman are going to handle that. Say the question again. I got you.
Jane Daniels, Patrick Mahomes.
Jane Daniels, easy,
All
no
right.
question.
Just in general or this week? Because I would say
This week in fantasy.
Okay, this week in fantasy. Got
This week in fantasy. That's Jane Daniels for sure.
it. Smart man.
I mean, Mahomes could do great, but like,
I've done that too many times where I'm like, it's Mahomes, and he sucks.
yeah. I mean, I think he's gonna. I think the Browns' defensive line is gonna be all over him. So they haven't been able to protect him.
Have they been saving Kelsey for the playoffs?
I thought so, but also maybe they have.
That's what we have to give them the benefit of every single doubt that we
I
have.
don't think the Chiefs are bad. I'm not one of those. They're just lucky. We've said this before. I think that the Chiefs, the championship DNA they have, Andy Reid, Patrick Mahomes, they're a type of team that if you make one mistake, they will capitalize on it and they will make that into winning football. I'm just more pointing out that if you're a Chiefs fan, there's holes. Like, the secondary's been struggling. The offensive line's been struggling. Can Patrick Mahomes overcome all of that? Probably, maybe.
Yeah,
I
probably.
don't know.
You probably still can.
Yeah, but I like the Browns are live here. Okay, next game, Bengals at Titans. Titans are plus 5.5 over under 46. All the lines on DraftKings. Does the words Brian Callahan revenge game mean anything?
A little bit. Well,
Okay.
maybe not because him and Zach Taylor are like best friends.
Yeah.
So Callahan would say that like after losses, I think it actually was the other way around. I think Zach Taylor was saying after losses, the only people that hit you up are like your wife and maybe like one of your parents will hit you up.
Right.
But apparently Callahan would hit him up after every loss too and know exactly what to say. So these guys are like very, very close friends. So I don't know if revenge is going to be the right thing.
Yeah. So there's maybe a little bit of a hybrid revenge. I love this guy.
Yeah. It's an I love this guy game.
Yeah. Joe Burrow got robbed when he was playing Monday Night Football. That fucking sucked.
Yes, there's a criminal syndicate out there that is targeting players based on their Monday Night Football schedules,
It's nuts.
and then just invading their homes while they're known to be away.
I feel bad for Joe.
I feel bad for Joe. He said his privacy has been invaded in more ways than one. So I won't touch on the other part. I'll just say that like Joe Burrow is so handsome that literally everyone finds him attractive.
Yes. That's
Regardless
true.
of your sexual orientation, that's just a good-looking human.
That's a good-looking human and a cool dude.
Yeah.
I like the Bengals just because the Titans are so bad.
Have the Titans given up?
I don't know if they've given up. I don't know if they're good enough to if they were trying their hardest.
What would be
I don't
worse?
think it would look good anyway.
What would be worse if this was them trying their hardest?
Right.
The last 2 weeks, the loss against the Commanders and then losing to the Jaguars. Would it be worse if they were trying their hardest in those games, or would it be worse if they were just kind of giving up on the season?
I think it'd be worse if they're trying their hardest, and I think they still are trying their hardest, and it's so bad that it masks as giving up.
I feel like everybody except Calvin Ridley is trying their hardest. Calvin
Yeah.
Ridley kind of gave up.
Yeah. Yeah, but it's bad. The Titans are really, really bad. And the Bengals are alive-ish.
Yeah, we're gonna keep doing it.
Listen, if the Bengals, they get to play the Broncos. If the Colts beat the Broncos this weekend, and then the Colts lose a couple games, the Bengals they kind of start not controlling their own destiny, but they have at least a little more say in their destiny than they would otherwise.
Yeah. I mean, I want the Bengals to keep winning.
It'd be
Just
great.
because it'd be great going into the last couple weeks of the season if they were still theoretically alive.
It also would just be a great playoff. Like, it would just bolster the playoff matchups if we're like, oh, first round is Josh Allen versus Joe Burrow. Mm-hmm. I mean, Bo Nix would be awesome too. So we got good options, but the Bengals, at least we know they are technically still alive and still playing for something.
Yep, they sure are.
And they're doing I'm sure they're doing the playoff start now speech.
Where's the ping pong table at?
I don't know.
That's going to be key for me.
The playoffs start now.
Every game is a must.
Every game is a playoff game.
Yep.
For them, and they still might not even get in the playoffs.
It's a super wild card weekend.
Yeah. All right. Commanders at Saints. Saints minus 7.5. Over under is 44. PFT. I think this is gonna be a whomping.
It should be a whomping.
Can I give you some confidence?
Well, so my first question is, because I don't know, I haven't seen anything out there about this. Are we getting Spencer Rattler on the Saints? Or are we getting Jake Haener on the Saints?
I don't think it matters because I have some things that are gonna maybe fill you up with confidence.
Okay.
The first is Jaden Daniels is 7-1 against spread versus teams under 500. The Saints are under 500. The second is here's a list of games, and I want you to tell me what they have in common. Bucs 51, Saints 27, Broncos 33, Saints 10, Chargers 26, Saints 8.
The over hit in 3 out of 4 of those.
Those were the 3 games that Derek Carr missed.
Okay.
They got fucking smoked. Derek Carr, you can say whatever you want about him, but I think he masks a lot of the badness of the Saints, even though they're still bad with Derek Carr sometimes. I think it's going to they can't. How are they going to move the ball?
No Derek Carr.
And no Taysom Hill. 2 of those games were no Taysom Hill. One, they lost by 20 plus. They lost by 20 plus.
Yeah. Also, Jaden makes his return to Louisiana. Going to be in the Dome.
Yep.
I feel like he's fully healed now.
I think this is going to be shit.
You know what? You know what they're going to do this weekend? They're going to turn him loose.
Oh.
This is the Jaden Daniels gets turned loose weekend.
Off a bye.
Off a bye. Feeling good. Going back to Louisiana, playing. I think this is his first game in a dome on artificial turf because he played in Arizona, but that's grass.
And he played in Cincy, but that's not a dome.
Yeah, it is turf, but this is the first combo artificial turf.
Wow, he's the anti-Jared Goff.
He might be. I feel like this is going to be this could be a whomping. I don't want to get too confident, but it's a must whomp.
I think there's no thing as like I think you guys are going to win this game. I feel confident in the Commanders, and it's a must win.
It's a must whomp.
It's a must whomp. No, don't say must whomp.
For me, it's a must whomp.
I think it's just a must win.
Yeah. So anything,
and then you got to look at over there. If the Eagles lose, then you're starting to think, next week.
Don't look in that rearview mirror.
Watch out.
So
watch out, buddy.
I'm not going to
don't drop the soap.
I'm not going to overlook the Saints, though. Saints are a good football team. I'm just trying to do like coach speak right now.
Yeah.
They're good.
Jake Haener does a lot of good things.
Jake Haener, he's looked good in some of his pictures that he took. The official team photos were very interesting that Jake Haener took this season. Spencer Rattler, 5-star guy out of high school. We know he's got the talent.
Yeah, it's somewhere in there.
Alvin Kamara, I mean, what hasn't he done in this league?
Says that's all you got to say.
He does it all.
You got to just say that.
They got some playmakers on defense that have been around. Good kicking game.
They pay those guys too.
They pay those guys too. Being a road favorite like this it's still a very unusual sensation for me. I don't know how to feel about it, but Marshawn Lattimore should play this weekend.
Revenge game for him,
which will be nice. And good vibes in the district. It looks like we're getting RFK Stadium back.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, all we had to do was trade a squadron of F-16s to Maryland for it.
Oh, hell yes.
That's
an awesome trade.
That's a story that was, I think, only written for me to read.
Yeah.
But yeah, why does Maryland need DC's F-16s? I don't know.
Are we thinking about naming it RFK Junior Stadium?
RFK Junior Stadium.
That would be kind of cool.
Yeah, no shots allowed.
Yeah. There's some dead animals in the end zone.
I kind of like that. Yeah, put one at midfield.
Yeah.
Yeah, not bad.
Got to play around the whale carcass.
Yeah, you get brainworms if you play there.
Yep. Hank, have we mentioned any of your Hungry Dog teams yet?
No.
Okay.
So the Saints are not in the Hungry Dog.
So you're in the clear.
Yeah.
The Browns are not in the Hungry Dog.
Nope.
Titans.
Nope.
God, no.
Okay. Hank, what are your thoughts on this? If the Commanders win, I know you put that bet in for them to not make the playoffs because you're Jake Haener.
I did. Well, if the Commanders win, my Super Bowl future gets that much better, so I'd be excited.
I love you, Hank. That's so nice.
That's very nice. Yeah. That's very nice of you. How about this one, Hank? Ravens at Giants.
There's no way they lose this game. Like it's.
Okay, now you're being mean.
Further. He went a little further.
Now you're being mean. Give me
everything
Hank,
you just said.
Give me Hank's supercomputer projected outcome for this game.
The things we just said were coach speak talking up the Saints.
You could simulate this game 1,000 times. The Saints might win twice.
Oh.
Okay. But what's the aggregate projection?
Aggregate projection 35-7.
Okay. All right. So
that's your statistical model.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So are you taking the Commanders this weekend? I mean, that's a pretty powerful model.
1,000 times. The Saints only win twice.
7.5 points NFL team though. It's a lot.
You should
At
just
least tease 'em.
why don't you throw the Commanders in the hungry dog?
Yeah, I'll tease 'em.
Why don't
tease
you
'em.
throw the Commanders money line in the hungry dog? Just juice those odds.
That's not how the hungry dog works.
But I
Dan.
mean, you could just it's 1,000 times they play, only 2 times they would lose.
I'll tease them.
Yeah, if you tease
Okay.
them, what would that be? 7.5 down to 1.5?
yeah.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
There's no chance, right?
Literally no chance.
Well, no, you said 2 out of 1,000.
I'll hop on that teaser too. Hank.
Yeah.
Just let me know what
Give
you
me the
do with
second
that.
leg. Find the second leg for that teaser. We'll find it as we go through the games. How about that?
Yeah.
We'll make a PM tease.
Okay. This is not a teaser game, but Ravens and Giants. Giants plus 16, over under is 42.5. 16.
It's a lot of points.
It's the Giants have not been underdogs of double digits in the last 50 years at home. It's a lot of points.
Okay, so this is the centennial season for the New York Giants. Mm-hmm. It's their 100th season. There is a chance, because their last 2 home games are against the Ravens and the Colts. Mm-hmm. They're going to be underdogs, I would imagine, against the Colts as well.
Yeah.
If they lose those 2 games, they will become the first team in NFL history to go 0-9 at home in a single season.
Damn. That's crazy. You got to redo the centennial season next year.
Yeah.
You just got to pretend this season didn't happen.
Well, because there's no year 0, right?
Right. So do that. This is also, it's only the 10th time in the last 48 years that a road team has been this big of a favorite. It's an insane spread. Mm-hmm. This is a college football spread.
No home team has been this much of an underdog since 2021. You know who it was? The Jaguars, when they hosted the Bills, but the Jags won 9-6.
Oh, I remember that game.
Who could forget that game?
Yeah. I do remember
Was
that game.
Was that like week 2 or something?
Was it the week 2 or was it the last week game? Remember the season? Wait, Jaguars versus who was it?
Jaguars Bills.
Bills. Oh yeah, that was.
Was that week 2?
Yeah, that was like some early in the season. I remember that.
Yeah. So we'll see what happens. Tommy DeVito, he's back.
Tommy DeVito.
Remember him?
Italians are back. Also, we had a weird story this week that Lamar Jackson shared that his mom was mad at him for not running enough. Mm-hmm. So he said, my mama just told me that. She cussed me out. This is after the game against the Eagles. I'm mad. We're going to get after it. I'm not going to lie to you. We're going to go get after it. I can't wait for this bye to get on. We got the Giants coming up. She said there were lanes I should have taken and ran. I was just trying to let guys develop routes. Yada, yada, yada. He then also had a tweet yesterday that said, I can't wait for the internet to crash.
Yeah.
Is that because people were like, hey, your mom tells you what to do?
I don't know what that was about. Why the buddy pregnant?
Yeah, why the buddy pregnant? All-time tweet.
I don't know. Yeah. Why was Lamar Jackson? I would imagine that most of the feedback Lamar gets online is generally positive,
Yeah, I would think so.
right? Unless he's missing a practice for diarrhea
Yeah, or losing in the playoffs.
or losing the playoffs. Yeah.
That's probably not a good time for him to go online.
This would make more sense if he tweeted that out in January.
Yeah,
But the Ravens are also prone to weird games.
but the Giants are really bad.
That's a good point.
Counterpoint, the Giants are so bad.
So in their 7 home losses, they've been outscored 164-71.
No Dexter Lawrence. They're just so bad.
Yeah.
They're such a bummer. Are they the worst team? They might be the worst team.
I don't know.
Titans.
Titans might. I'll say this: without Dexter Lawrence, I think they might be the worst team. I think they would take the cake. So it'd be between the Giants, the Raiders, and the Titans.
If Daniel Jones was starting, I don't think that they would be the worst team, though.
I agree with that,
But
it is
since
kind of crazy that like he definitely would be. He probably would have found them a win somewhere.
Yeah, they're doing elective surgery to
Right.
make themselves uglier right now.
Right. Okay. So the next game, Cowboys at Panthers. Panthers -3, over under 43. So the Panthers, I think we all agree, have been playing good football.
I think if you just look at if you throw away everything before Andy Dalton got into a car accident,
Yep.
then I think the Panthers are like an average team that has actually been trending in a very good direction, like an above average team right now.
They're one of the bad teams that is still playing really hard and pushing teams to the limit. And I was thinking about, I was like, man, what is this turnaround? Like, Bryce Young obviously has been great. There was a report this week that David Tepper is actually taking a hands-off approach to the team.
Smart.
So that might be why the Panthers are good again.
Very smart.
And good is a relative term. This is the first time they have been favorites in 33 games.
So I kind of like the Panthers this week.
I do too.
I kind of like them straight up.
Uh-oh.
I mean, they are. Oh, Hank's going hungry dog with the Cowboys.
Gomas Hank.
Big letdown spot.
Hank Gomas.
A letdown spot for the
What?
for the Panthers.
Listen to you guys.
They've lost 3 in a row.
But you guys are talking about them like they're a good team.
That's fair.
I said relative. I said they're a good team relative to.
PFT just said above average.
I think they're playing above average football right now. They should have beaten the Eagles last week.
They should have been the Chiefs. They should have been the Eagles. They went to overtime against the Bucs,
Letdown.
but they haven't won those games.
But they're riding high.
But they haven't won them.
Hank kind of makes a little bit of sense. Like the Panthers,
It's the Panthers.
We've never talked about
And
the
they're
Panthers.
it's like Mike Tomlin, Steelers as home underdogs, Panthers as favorites.
as road favorites.
But the Cowboys stink.
They almost beat the Bengals.
Well, the Cowboys also have some bad injuries.
Yes.
And Overshawn's out, right?
Yep.
And
He's out for a long time.
So to me, Overshawn, the way that he's played this season, if you compare it just straight up to how Micah Parsons has played this season, Overshawn, I think, has been their best defensive player.
Cooper Rush isn't good.
Neither are the Panthers.
Okay. They're playing good ball.
It's just Panthers road favorites,
No, they're not road. They're home.
home. Panthers favorites fade.
You don't want to go into the
The bank, probably?
probably
Bank of
some
America, I think.
type of bank.
Yeah, you don't go into the bank like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. You don't do that. You don't go into that bank.
They're going to keep pounding drum. Somebody's going to break that drum this week, and that's my call.
Chubba Hubbard. Memes, what do you got? What's up with the sunglasses?
So there's a light in there that I guess I haven't noticed till now, and I've just been staring at it. Now my eyes are all fucked up.
You couldn't stop staring at
It's
the
literally
light?
been there since we've been in this studio.
Which light?
It's above.
Your left shoulder.
And you just started staring at it and
Shit.
couldn't stop?
Yeah.
What are you,
Yeah.
moth?
I was looking at the screen, and then I was seeing dots, so now I got sunglasses.
You look ridiculous
I don't
wearing
see what
sunglasses during a
light?
podcast.
above.
This one?
Yeah.
Oh, it doesn't even look like it's on
It's
to me.
very bright.
Got it.
It's literally been there since we've started the show.
And you just caught eyes with it.
Yeah.
And it's just.
It's all I could see.
Are you still staring at it right now with the sunglasses?
Is this a rebrand?
Yeah, make me like PFT.
Yeah.
Okay.
You wish. You get
So-
the lottery ball, maybe.
Set myself up there.
So you're going Cowboys. Panthers have covered 5 straight as well. Let down. Mm-hmm. They've lost 3 in a row.
I mean,
Letdown.
Hank is kind of right in that nobody has talked about the Panthers in such glowing terms as everybody's been talking about the Panthers recently. But that might just be because they've been playing well.
And we're so shocked that Bryce Young, it's been shocking
Yeah.
because we thought we had written the book.
Yeah, classy guy.
Very
That
classic.
Bryce Young. Did you see him? He
Oh,
said
yeah.
a prayer
Yeah.
during the game. Who was it that got injured on the Eagles?
I don't know, but there was a guy who went down.
CJ
and,
Gardner Johnson went down twice.
well, I
And-
don't know if it was him, but he said a prayer.
Yeah.
I didn't see this.
Yeah, you would never do that for an opponent.
No.
Yes, I would.
Is CJ Gardner Johnson okay?
I believe so.
Oh, so the prayer worked.
Yeah. So, wow, Bryce Young.
Maybe you should thank Bryce Young. Say thank you to Bryce Young.
Thank you to Bryce Young.
Okay.
I have no problem with Bryce Young. He's a good quarterback.
He thought some prayers do, and it worked.
Yeah. Okay, next game. Jets at Jaguars. Jaguars +3 over under 40.5. We have said we're not talking about the Jaguars anymore. We also said that this would be when Hank can maybe unload some conspiracy theories on us. I also have a very funny anecdote I'd like to share with the boys before we hear from Hank. Remember on Wednesday when we were talking about Juan Soto and the fact that Yankees fans are now doing a spin zone where they're like, oh, that guy, he can't even play defense? Well, we actually had a similar situation happen for a murder because I overheard Max in the gambling cave yesterday say, yeah, I heard actually Luigi is Greek.
saw a tweet.
A real thing he said.
I saw
He's
a
like,
tweet.
oh, that
Max,
Greek guy.
his full name, Luigi Mangione.
He's Greek.
Greek guy.
He's a Greek guy.
I saw a tweet.
Okay, but that was an all-time spin zone to be like, yeah, someone told me that he actually might be Greek.
This guy right here, Greek individual.
Greek and Italians are sometimes close.
Luigi Mangione? Is that, what's the country of origin on that?
Greece.
It could be.
You can't find anything. None of these say Greek.
I know. I don't know where it was like an ancestry thing.
Wait,
Someone's got his 23andMe.
Oh my God. But it's just so funny that Max is like, I got to move away from this murder. He's Greek.
He's
I heard
actually
he's Greek.
Eastern Italian, which is pretty much Greek. There's countries in between Greece and Italy.
This.
I just never thought that would happen where you get that kind of spin zone where you're trying to disavow by changing where he's from. Mangione.
All right, so Hank.
Yeah.
Your conspiracy theory.
What do you got for us?
The government has.
All right. Good start. Good start.
They have technology that's illegal to use to track and find someone like Luigi, which they used.
The Greek guy?
The Greek guy, which they used illegally to find him, and then planted. They planted all the evidence, the McDonald's worker, the written manifesto, to cover their tracks about the fact that they basically just like Edward Snowden type stuff, where he uncovered that they were, illegally surveying people and illegally tracking people. They basically used that type of technology to find him and then planted evidence that fit the narrative.
Okay, how'd they know it was him, though?
They used illegal stuff.
Okay. And then the McDonald's worker, also a government employee.
The McDonald's worker was a plant, and that's why they're not going to get paid.
Oh, yeah, so I did hear about this.
Yeah.
So the person in McDonald's that allegedly called the cops is not going to get whatever the $50,000 reward, which seems honestly like a low reward for this, but $50,000 reward because they did not call like Crime Stoppers. They dialed 911.
What is Crime Stoppers?
Crime Stoppers is the company that you call if you see a criminal and they give you money.
That's crazy.
Yeah, so this man or woman is not getting paid for that.
That's
because they dialed 911.
That makes no sense.
It's a loophole.
What do you think about the eyebrows?
Eyebrows are suspect. There's some
match.
pictures where it's there's a much bigger separation in the pictures they use to try and find him than what he actually has. And then I don't know how this connects to the drones, but I'm still working on that.
The drones. We need some reports on
I'm
the
happy
drones.
we're out of Jersey. I was in Jersey. I'm happy I'm out of there.
Those drones are just hovering, huh? Someone was like, not to be an alarmist, but I've figured out what the drones are doing, and they're looking for atomic bombs.
Okay, not to be alarmist.
Yeah, not to be alarmist.
So, but the drones, I've heard that they came out of the ocean. Somebody like in the Coast Guard said that the drones came out of the ocean, which means that they could be aliens too. And then President Pug was reporting that they might be aliens, but good news, they're aliens that are fighting against other aliens, protecting us from the other aliens.
So President Pug's got it. By the way, Max is still looking for the Greek thing, and he can't find anything.
I can't
You
even come
made this
close.
up.
I may have just made this up in my head. I could have swore
The
I
whole
saw.
time we've been talking, he's been furious. We can see his computer. He's been furiously typing in different things in the search bar, being like Greece, Greek,
There's just
ancestor.
no. It's like there's no way that an Italian could commit murder.
I saw.
Does Luigi Mangione pay his taxes?
You ever hear of Sacco and Vincetti?
I saw like an Ancestor.com thing that was just like a screenshot of his. It could have been any screenshot. Now that I think about it, I'm just gonna shut up.
How about his cousin though? Or not his cousin, his old roommate throwing him under the bus.
Dude,
his roommate called up. Was it the Daily Mail? Called up the newspaper and said, "Yeah, I lived with him for a while. His back was so bad that he couldn't fuck. He never had sex because his back was too bad." I'm pretty sure that if you are able-bodied enough to like get up, go to New York, shoot somebody, ride a bike, get on a bus, go to Altoona, Pennsylvania, you could probably have sex.
Yeah, I'd agree. There's nothing. Whenever like something happens, whether it's a murder, tragedy, whatever it could be, and you have the news the next day and it says former roommate or former friend, I immediately am like, that guy's a scumbag.
Yeah.
He literally saw something and was like, oh, ask me about this. What the fuck, dude?
Also, this is just conspiracy theory. I'm not saying I believe this, just connecting dots. Diddy allegations come out, bridge blows up. right? Remember that?
Good point.
Yeah.
Jay-Z allegations come out, drones happen.
Oh.
So, like, whenever something in the news happens, then there will be another news story that happens.
Well, there's these
pretty
elite
shortly
rings that
thereafter.
there are, the elitists and the people in the Illuminati, they're worried about getting busted, and they're pushing the
The button.
distraction button.
And it's like distraction button is drones.
Drones.
Bridge.
Where does Mangione fit into this?
Distraction.
We just need to send him back to Greece.
Was he a distraction from Jay-Z, or was Jay-Z a distraction from him?
He was
Because Jay-Z happened.
What is
before
going
they
on with
arrested this
Jay-Z?
guy.
Can someone tell me?
Yeah,
Diddy.
Diddy
Oh, he's
related
Diddy?
allegations. There's a woman that is suing him, so it's a civil case. And the same attorney, David Busby, I think that's his name, Busby, whatever it is. He's out of Houston. He's the same guy that represents all the Deshaun Watson accusers.
Okay.
Him and his client have filed a civil case against Jay-Z, claiming that he raped like a 14-year-old girl.
That's bad.
And then Jay-Z said, like, take my name out of your mouth. You're about to find out where I come from.
Got it. And then Roger Goodell said, we're still doing the halftime show. All's good.
Yeah. He's like,
And Roger Goodell would never lie.
Roger Goodell said, we're going to stick with Jay-Z and wait for all the facts to come out.
Got it.
Yeah.
I was yawning, so I asked President Pug to grab me a coffee real quick. Pug, do you have any thoughts on the drones real quick? Do you want to say it in there?
Yeah, it's probably alien. I've heard it's aliens protecting from other aliens, is what I've heard.
Okay.
Pug.
Got it.
That kind of wraps it up.
Wonder why-
I don't know what anyone else is going to look for.
Marvel versus DC.
Probably
situation.
aliens protecting from other aliens.
So
That's what I've heard. Make
they're-
that a whole quote.
it's good aliens.
Probably.
Good aliens are protecting us.
Okay, why do the good aliens
Wait,
want
come
to,
back in. Come back in. Come on.
why do
come
the
on.
good aliens why are they protecting us? What's in it for them? Are they just nice?
No, apparently they've been here the whole time, but just in the water.
Okay.
And then when the bad aliens, I guess, are threatening now, so they came out to protect us
Oh,
against the bad aliens.
so there are saviors.
Yes.
And how do I tell the difference? If I'm outside and I see an alien, how do I know if it's
I
a
think
good alien
that-
or a bad one?
That's the scary part. I don't think we know.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
But you know the other part.
Yeah.
Because, like, saying I don't think we know would
Is this
imply.
just the plot of Transformers?
You understand saying I don't think we know would imply that everything else you said before that is like, well, that's facts.
Well, we know they're protecting us, but we don't know, like, the war with the bad aliens.
got
we
it.
don't know.
Got it. Okay.
We don't know, like, the result of that yet.
Yeah.
Because it's ongoing.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Well, keep us updated.
I'm on whoever's side wins.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Who just said all this stuff?
Pug.
All right. Thank you, Pug.
Memes, do you have anything about the Jets?
We can talk about the Jets.
I think this is gonna be a shit kicking.
Bye.
The Jets.
Okay. Okay.
This is actually my game of the year.
Oh.
Okay.
I think they're gonna take all the frustrations out of this dog shit season onto the Jaguars this Sunday, and that's it.
I actually don't disagree, and it's also just a simple like Aaron Rodgers versus Mac Jones.
Yeah, you guys want to hear the sad stat of the day?
Yeah.
Aaron Rodgers averages 260 yards for the next 4 games. He'll be the single season passing leader of the New York Jets.
Wait. Say it again.
If he averages 260 yards a game for the next 4 games, he'll be the single season passing leader for the Jets.
That seems like a lot of yards, though.
Yeah, but he's kind of in that range.
And it's
Yeah.
an extra game.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
still.
Those aren't like the Bears passing sad stats. When they do the thing like the, what is it, 4,000-yard passer?
Yeah.
And it's all the pictures and then it's just blank for the Bears.
Caleb on track for that?
I don't think this year, but next year, yes, he is.
Okay.
Yeah,
Memes, I don't disagree with you. It feels like this is a weekend for the Jets offense to actually do something.
Well, the Jets' offense hasn't been bad. They've
Top 5.
top 5. They put over 20 the past couple games. Not the offense versus Seahawks, but
Okay, let's see the last couple games for the Jets here.
Okay, so the last couple games for the Jets.
Yeah, he scored some points against the
26.
Dolphins.
The Seahawks game, they did not score 21 on offense.
yeah, they 14.
Okay.
And then you scored
Apologies.
27 against the Colts.
Was that none of that was pick sixes or anything?
Nope. All offense, Brees Hall.
All offense,
playing.
Brees Hall. Okay. And then you scored 6 against the Cardinals. So 2 out of the last 4 games. The offense has scored over 20 points.
They're figuring it out.
This is actually the last few games of the season for the Jaguars. I know we're not supposed to preview them, but we have a potential narrative that could stick around for a while developing there.
Okay.
So
I'm sitting up.
head coach of the Jaguars, Doug Peterson, still the head coach.
Mm-hmm.
They should, if he wins this game, they should fire him because that would put him one game above 500 lifetime as a head coach.
I like that.
And you don't want to be like one of those statistics where it's like this Super Bowl winning coach is actually below 500 for his career.
Yeah, you're right.
The nice thing to do for the Jaguars would be to fire Doug Peterson with a win.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Yeah.
Fire him after a win. Let him get above 500. They're not going to win this game, though. Memes is right.
I think Memes is right, too.
Okay, Dolphins.
Memes is always right.
Dolphins and Texans. Texans -3. This is the last game of the early slate. This one actually has some playoff implication because Texans are 8-5 off a bye. Dolphins still technically alive. So Texans -3, over-under is 46.5. Can I point out one thing? Because Tua's been hurt this year, we haven't been able to do the hey, fraud Dolphins thing. Tua's 5 wins this year are the Rams, good-ish team.
Yeah, good team.
Are they above 500? I
They are 6 and 7.
All right, so right, close enough. The Rams, the Jaguars, the Raiders, the Patriots, and the Jets.
They're
7-6.
Yeah,
All right.
they are.
So let me say it again. The Rams, the Jaguars, the Raiders, the Patriots, and the Jets. The losses for Tua this year, Buffalo twice, Arizona, Green Bay. Texans are above 500. We should remember the fact that the Dolphins just can't beat a team above 500.
Yeah, but I think I like the Dolphins straight up this weekend.
But did you hear what I said?
I did. I heard that. I still like them. Because I don't think the Texans, they're not in that. Obviously, the Cardinals, they don't kind of qualify the same way that the Bills would qualify as like a very, very good team, or the Packers would qualify as a very, very good team. But I don't think that the Texans are a super good team.
But are the Texans closer to the Bills and the Packers or the Jaguars, Raiders, Patriots, and Jets?
Probably closer to the Packers.
That's my only thought in this game. Not really deep level thoughts, but that was my thought.
So, I mean, what you're saying is essentially if the Texans beat the Dolphins, then the Texans are a good team. And if they lose, then they're a bad team. They're a bad team.
Yeah.
This really has a lot to do with that side of the ball.
Tell us what happens. Yeah. Basically.
That makes sense.
Anything else for this game? I got nothing else.
That's about it for me.
That's the early slate. Let's get into, you know what? Let's build up to the 3 games. Let's build up to the 3 great games. We'll start with the ones. There's a couple mixed in there that are not. Actually, there's 4 great games in the afternoon, but one bad one. Hank, Patriots at Cardinals. Cardinals -6, over under 46.
I'm happy this game's in the afternoon.
Yeah,
Get swallowed up.
Should we talk about Bill Belichick?
Yeah.
UNC.
Happy for him.
Your beloved Tar Heels.
Yeah, think it probably will work out. It was funny seeing that whole Bill Belichick basically was saying "fuck you" to the NFL. Well, I believe that. I also think there's an element of Bill Belichick being like, if I'm not going to I don't want to do another hiring cycle where I don't get hired. I'm going to go take this into my own hands.
Yeah.
And I think he's going to be successful at UNC. I really do.
I don't know. I'm not saying that he's not.
Yeah.
Because he's obviously one of the smartest and best football coaches of all time. But there's a lot that's different about college.
Yeah.
From the NFL.
Well, that was the fun.
And to think that you're going to jump into it and immediately be able to run
definitely not.
the best program.
Yeah.
I don't think that. I think it's going to be a lot more complicated than even he thinks it's going to be.
Bill O'Brien has done decently well with Boston College this year in terms of writing them, and I don't think they're going to win the ACC next year. I think they'll just look a lot more competent than they have. But did you read that article where he was like, I'm just tired of the bullshit in the NFL?
Yeah.
Feels kind of weird to be like, I'm tired of the bullshit in the NFL. Let me go to somewhere where there's significantly more bullshit.
Yeah, college football is the bullshittest sport. That's what we love about it.
It's all bullshit.
It's insane. There's so much crazy shit that happens all the time. The NFL is pretty buttoned up for the most part.
Yeah.
But there's wild stuff that he can't even account for in that. I like the people that are pointing out some coaches have been successful as NFL coaches that then transition into college coaches. And I love the fact that they're including Nick Saban in that list as like a great NFL coach that proved that he can make the transition to college football and win there.
Yeah. So, Hank?
I think he's spent, obviously he wasn't coaching this year. His son was. So I think he obviously got to, hear and see how the way things worked and made the decision that he thought he could handle it. I don't think he's going into it blind and is going to be blindsided by the way, college and recruiting and all that stuff works. He's seen it. He knows how it goes, and he made the decision himself to take the job. He obviously has the 400-page. I would love to get my hands on that.
His manifesto?
On his manifesto. I think it's going to be exciting. I think you're going to see a different side of Bill. I think, you saw it this year where it's like he was a hard-ass NFL coach because he knew that's what it took to win. I think he's going to know that he has to show his softer side, which he did this year in the media, and he's going to do it with coaching where it's like it's not going to be the same NFL Bill Belichick. It's going to be a different type of Bill Belichick where it's like he's going to do what he has to do to win.
It's like back to school with Rodney Dangerfield. He's going to be cool guy Bill.
To an extent, yeah, to a certain extent. I think he's going to be more like the NFL. The NFL players will be like, he was such a hard ass. But it's different when, players are under contract. They're getting paid so much money. Obviously, with NIL, it's a little bit similar. But I think he's going to be successful. I am happy that he's at UNC. Yeah, it's cool.
You've always been a Tar Heel.
I mean, listen, obviously the Duke stuff, I was a Duke fan growing up. But, like, again, I am very close with Caleb. I've known him since I was 22. When I first went to UNC, it was like Mitch, Mac Hollins, Switzer, Jeff Schottmer,
Your
and
boys.
so I've had some Carolina football relationships since I've been like 22. So I have nothing against Carolina football. Drake May,
Some of your
greatest
best
trade of all
friends are
time.
UNC.
Yeah. And if like Bill Belichick is using Caleb to recruit, like that's going to be awesome.
Can we make you a split jersey? That would be awesome. A UNC football, Duke basketball.
Or
and golf.
I'm going to get a
split.
Drake May Patriots UNC split.
Oh,
I like that a lot.
those would be hot. Yeah.
So you think he's going to be when you say successful, first year
Playoff.
What?
college football playoff?
We should have won the ACC.
Yeah, I know.
Okay. Playoff in the first year.
Yeah.
What kind of props is old Bill going to have on the sideline? The turnover chain, turnover hoop. Mm-hmm. You got to appeal to the kids.
How
I feel like he's going to build a staff of people that do all that.
Do you
shit.
think he's
That's the
gonna
other thing.
ban
Like he's got Lombardi as the GM, which I didn't even really. I guess that's a new thing with NIL, but he's going to build a staff, and he's like he knows what he wants to do, and he's going to build a staff. He's got his son. He's going to build a staff who do most of the shit he doesn't want to do, and he's going to focus on winning.
Do you think he's going to ban TikTok?
No.
Yeah, probably can't do that. I agree with you that I don't think he's going to go to the playoff in 1 year, but I think if he sticks it out, like I think I said this on Wednesday, but there is a compelling case for Bill Belichick shows up to your living room and says, "Hey, I can get you in the NFL." It's kind of like the cow. Like, I can get you in the NFL. I know what it takes to get you in the NFL. I know what it takes to play NFL football. If you want, like, I'm not gonna sit here and pretend that you need an education and like UNC is like some, all this. I'm just gonna get you the NFL.
Go back to what works at UNC, the Butch Jones era.
Like, I wouldn't be shocked if Bill Belichick gets a program running that's like maybe they don't get to the playoff, maybe they don't win like a ton of games, but they're like getting guys in the draft every year.
And the transfer portal, like he's always been good at getting the most out of guys that you wouldn't expect.
True.
He's going to be able to, watch film and watch other teams and players and stuff and get them in the transfer portal, and all of a sudden they're going to be good.
Can you evaluate a quarterback?
I think that there will be some people in the portal that would take less money to play for Bill Belichick.
Yeah.
For sure.
Can he evaluate a quarterback?
Yes.
Sure.
Yeah.
With the new rules,
Mac Jones.
so there's
Cam Newton.
Cam Newton was good. Cam
Okay.
Newton got hurt. He was good his first year, and then he had a little bit he got injured.
Well, how come he didn't
Bailey
start Tom Brady
Zappi?
initially?
Why didn't he draft Tom Brady in the first round?
He had a 6th-round grade on Tom Brady.
I actually agree with you, so I don't know. I'm just trolling you. I think he's going to be good. And it's also just going to be hilarious watching him be like pissed off at like 18-year-old kids on the sideline.
Yeah.
Like it makes the ACC significantly more fun with Bill Belichick.
Also, if you're a college ref and Bill Belichick's screaming at you from this call, you think I fucked that up.
yeah.
He's gonna hate Dabo so much. I saw that tweet. It's like Bill Belichick's face when he sees Dabo running down the hill.
Yeah. Oh, he's the
He's the anti-Dabo.
Yeah. Yeah.
I also think there's part of this was just the colors, because I've said it before. Like if you're thinking about going to a school and you see the Carolina blue, do it.
Is that going to mellow him out? The nice calming shade of blue?
Good
Yeah, I
weather.
think he's been chilled. I mean, I think like you've seen the good side and the chill side of Bill Belichick this year. I think he's gonna, to some extent.
The only thing that shocks me is
be like that.
I did think he wanted that Shula record, but maybe he also was like Andy Reid is hot on his tails, and Andy Reid's gonna like if Bill Belichick takes over another NFL team, there's no guarantee they're gonna win 12 games a year. Andy Reid's almost guaranteed 12 games to win a year.
And I think he's a control freak.
Yeah. It also would be a crazy, like,
And he's a family man.
well, and it
Good
also
dad.
would be like his legacy's already cemented as one of, if not the best coach of all time. If he does successful in college, that's like insane. He's like, oh, I just did it for fun.
Is his girlfriend going to enroll at grad school?
Maybe.
I think she probably already is.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah. Okay, Cardinals. I like the Cardinals.
I don't disagree. I think they need this game.
I also think they're going to be able to run the ball, and that's like the big thing. If the Cardinals can run the ball, everything else works.
Yeah, I agree. I think the Cardinals by a decent margin in this game. If Kyler can stop turning the ball over, because he had 2 last week,
Yeah.
and then 1 or 2 interceptions each in the previous 2 games.
Yeah.
He needs to stop turning the ball over, Kyler.
Stop turning the ball over. Okay. Colts at Broncos. Broncos -4 over under 44. This is a crazy swing game in the playoff picture. So the Colts, if they win this game, will have a 66% chance of making the playoffs. With a loss, they'll have an 11% chance. And the Broncos, with a win, will have an 89% chance of making the playoffs and a 42% chance with a loss. So, holy shit, it means a lot.
Yeah, I mean, I'm kind of rooting for the Colts in this just to keep more chaos in the playoffs.
Because we don't. This is the first time in a while, I feel like, where we're kind of almost set. Other than this, and I guess the Rams and Commanders, but it's not. There's not like a ton that's still up for grabs in terms of we have, at least in both conferences, 5 or 6 teams that are almost guaranteed set.
And if you're rooting for the Bengals to still be in the conversation at all, then you're definitely rooting for the Colts this weekend.
Yeah.
Are they the hungry dog, Hank? Hungry horse?
Yep.
Colts. No Riley Moss for the Broncos. That's significant. Shane Steichen off a bye. Both teams are off a bye, right? Yeah, both teams are off a bye. I kind of like that, Hank. I don't know if they can win outright. But Anthony Richardson, he's kind of showing me something.
The Colts
late in
defense
games.
not that great recently.
Yeah, Bo Nix might go off. He is Bo Nix. He's got so much dog, he makes people uncomfortable.
Yeah. I want the Colts to win this weekend, but I feel like it's the Broncos. The Broncos have been playing much better football.
Yeah. Okay. The other one that's significant in the afternoon, but not one of the marquee ones, Bucs at Chargers. Chargers -2.5, over under 45.5. I need Ladd McConkey to play. That's really all I got.
Yeah, people are pissed off. Chargers fans are pissed off because Ladd was left off of ESPN's list of top 10 rookies.
Oh, that is actually I would be pissed off.
Yeah, so they're mad about that, and I think they're mad fairly, not just because he should be on there, but when they listed what the stats for each rookie were,
Yeah.
they had the wrong number of receptions and yards for him. I think they shortchanged him by like 150, 200 yards.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, so Chargers fans are pissed off. They have every right to be pissed off. The Bucs, this is a big game for them.
Huge.
So if they
Huge
lose,
game for the Chargers.
back to percentages, if the Bucs lose, their playoff chances are down to 59%. If they win, they're up to 87%.
And no Antoine Winfield, which is big. Also, do you guys know that Justin Herbert's only thrown one interception this year?
Yeah, was it 14 touchdowns?
Week 2.
1 pick, so he's gone 11 straight games with no
Yeah.
interceptions.
Week 2.
And I think, is that the record, or he has like one more to go?
I think he has one more to go.
So if he throws no picks against the Bucs,
Yeah.
then he has the record for most consecutive games started with like a minimum of 15 attempts, I think.
Yeah. Also, the Bucs are going to want to blitz, and Justin Herbert's the best quarterback in the NFL this year against the blitz. Mm-hmm. So, what do you got, Max?
Go talk us through the top 10 list here.
Ladd McConkey just missed is the category that they have.
Yeah, I don't agree with that.
And I think they updated those receiving yards for him because
Did it used to be wrong?
Those were lower. It was like 600 something.
Wait, Ladd McConkey just missed, and they did a top 10 with 11 because they have a tied for 10th?
Yep. Brian Thomas and Cooper Jean.
Okay, I mean, those guys are both Marvin Harrison. I don't think
Marvin Harrison shouldn't be on there.
Joe Alt.
Yep.
That makes sense. Zach Frazier. Malik Neighbors.
Yeah.
Quinyon Mitchell. Bo Nix.
Nix, number 4.
Jared Verse. Wait, hold on.
Jane Daniels, number 2.
Brock Bowers 1. Brian Thomas isn't there?
He was tied for 10.
Oh, he's tied for 10.
But he was the first
I missed
10.
it. That's crazy.
Yeah.
He's been
Good rookie class.
good rookie class.
He should be in there instead of Marvin Harrison.
Yeah.
Marvin Harrison, 45 receptions.
Brian Thomas also has been
58.
very consistent. Like,
Caleb Williams also just missed.
just missed. Okay. I got no issues with that except for Ladd. Ladd should be on
I
there.
don't know if Brock should be number 1.
He's broken records at his position.
He's great, but
Quite literally.
it's the most important position in the NFL. Probably maybe tight end. Maybe tight end. Yeah.
Okay. Oh, yeah. Bucks, Chargers. I kind of like the Chargers.
I kind of like the Bucs. Kind of like the Bucs quite. I don't know. What are they going to do with Bucky Irving? Is he going to play, or are they going to dangle Bucky around for us again?
They're going to screw us?
We're going to have to file a lawsuit.
They might screw us.
They might.
Okay. Max. Steelers at Eagles. Eagles minus 5.5. Over under is 43. Will Jalen Hurts play better?
He said that he will.
Oh, how do you say that?
He said that I do well when criticized or something like that.
So he's saying that
Wait, so then
AJ Brown's criticizing.
Wrong. He said that when the media and the fans are criticizing.
AJ Brown did say BG was just being BG, talking about Brandon Graham, which means everything Brandon Graham said was correct.
Jordan Mailata had the best response to it. He was just joking around, saying he was like, "I'm happy to be talking about it now because the more we can talk about it now, the more we can eliminate and just focus on the
That doesn't
Steelers."
sound like a joke.
That's a good spin zone.
No, he
What
was
a
joking
joke.
about it at first. They start off. He was like, "You guys think I did you guys think I spread the rumor? You guys think I spread the rumor?" And then he was joking, and then he was like, started.
It's classic.
Then he went down to
It's classic Jordan Mailata.
Are you nervous, Max? So I like the Steelers in this game just because Mike Tomlin is an underdog. The Steelers have not won in Philadelphia since 1965. Been a long, long time. But Mike Tomlin is an underdog. We've said it a million times. 65% against the spread. He's 5-0 this year, straight up and against the spread. So every time he's been an underdog this year, they've won straight up. And more than anything, Max, I'm wondering what your thoughts are on this. This feels like it could be a recipe for disaster where you have an entire week of everyone being like, the passing game's broken, Jalen Hurts doesn't look good. So now he's like, I'm going to play better, I'm going to throw it more, versus a really good Steelers defense.
I don't think that that's necessarily going to be the case.
You think they're going to try
They're
to
still going to run the ball.
Okay.
It's a very good
Like-
defense, though.
Yeah.
Correct. And we have a very good defense, and their best weapon is out. Mm-hmm. So that's where are they going to score?
Well, they got other receivers.
Mike Williams, who's
Yeah. He played good last weekend.
okay.
It sounds like you're overlooking the Steelers.
I'm not overlooking the Steelers, but the way it seems like you're underlooking the Eagles.
No, I don't think we are at all.
I mean, you just went for 10 Steelers stats.
They're
We're
favored.
underlooking
The Eagles are favored.
Correct.
So how can we underlook them?
We're underlooking the Steelers or the Eagles.
Yeah.
We're underlooking them.
We just said that Pittsburgh hasn't won in Philly since 1965. They've
That's-
lost 10 straight.
I know, but you were saying that as like I don't know.
How are you feeling on this game?
I feel good.
You feel good.
I feel good.
You feel strong.
Yeah.
You feel confident.
Yeah, I feel confident every week.
Jerry
I
said
should
he
feel
wasn't going to
confident.
bring his gun.
Jerry doesn't feel confident.
Jerry said he was not going to bring his gun to the game.
I know, that
game.
was nice of him.
Yeah.
You can tell Jerry when he.
I'm scared of I'm scared of Jerry.
Yeah.
What do you mean you're scared of Jerry?
You should be.
If you have to clarify that you're not going to bring your gun.
Yeah.
No, but he said I'm not gonna bring my gun.
Correct.
So that should make you not scared of Jerry. Wow, how
Fair.
clear could it be that he's not bringing his gun?
You know
Jerry-
what? I'm not going to bring a gun either.
There you go.
Facts.
When Jerry doesn't say that before a game, that's
Yeah.
when you should be terrified.
Yeah, you should. When he says he's not going to bring his gun, it's like, damn, all right, great. Like it's not even the point. Like
He told me that in the context of if I bring my gun, I may shoot you. So I'm not going to bring my gun.
You can tell Jerry's nervous though because he is doing the thing where he walks around and he's just telling everybody, I don't think George Pickens is going to play at all for the rest of the year. He's like out. According to Jerry, George Pickens has retired from the NFL
yeah,
because his hamstring hurts. Max, can I overlook you? Can I stop underlooking you for a second with a stat?
yeah, overlook him.
And I love these stats. The rushing yards leaders, Saquon Barkley is in first, right? We know that. 1,623. Second place, Derrick Henry with 1,407 yards. You know who third place in the NFL is?
Saquon Barkley in the second half.
Saquon Barkley before contact
Wow,
with 1175.
wow.
So your offensive line has done a very, very, very good job for your boy Quan, as you call him.
Yeah, I mean, good offensive line, good running back, good run game.
Yeah, that's
got
from
a
Jacob Nerub, by the way. That's his stat.
Steelers have a very good defensive line.
Yeah.
Jalen Hurts takes sacks on his own. Slides.
Are you worried about TJ? Are you worried about TJ Watt hitting Jalen Hurts very hard?
Lane Johnson,
What about Alex Highsmith?
Jordan Mailata.
What about Nick Herbig?
I don't know. I don't know what you want me to
He's
say.
run out of
here.
guys.
You just
No,
we
I
just went
got
guy for
guys.
guy.
Yeah.
But I also don't know where that guy plays, so I don't know.
Are you worried about getting Russy?
That I'm worried about.
Yeah.
It's going to be an awesome game. I'm so excited for it.
Should we talk about the Steagles at all?
Sure.
So the Steagles, the team that was put together during World War II, a combination effort between the Steelers.
What did you just say?
What'd Meme say?
Oh, your mic was on.
What'd Meme say?
I keep accidentally ordering hot chocolate.
Oh,
How many is that
hot
for you?
chocolates you got? Oh no.
How do you accidentally order a hot chocolate?
Yeah, that sounds like something you've ordered before. You order hot chocolate as an adult.
No.
Yeah.
I did take a couple sips of this hot chocolate. It's fire.
But you don't accidentally order hot chocolate if you haven't ordered a hot, like you've just been reordering what you always order, hot chocolate.
No.
How do you accidentally order a hot chocolate?
It said hot, and then I large, and then I pressed order.
Hot and large? You just missed the middle word? The actual thing?
But he made a mistake once, and then he did it again
Wait, on the same day?
in the same episode
Yeah.
of this podcast.
And I had Pug get it twice.
Where are you ordering
I
these
got-
from?
No free ads.
Yeah.
Okay, but you've placed the same wrong order twice in a row in the
Correct.
last 30
Yeah.
minutes.
Correct.
It's a place down the street.
Okay. Stop looking at the Sun memes.
All right. What? Steagles.
Yeah, the Steagles. They were a team that was put together in 1943, I believe, during World War II when a lot of players had to be shipped overseas to go fight. The NFL tried to carry on, and they combined the Eagles and the Steelers into one team
Yeah.
called the Steagles, and they finished 5-4-1, which is the Eagles' first winning season officially, is how it's been written down in the record books. And I looked at some of their players that they had. Their leading receiver had 17 receptions, named Tony Bova, and he was blind in one eye.
Oh, I love it.
Because in order to get out of serving in World War II, you usually had to have like a disability.
To become a Steagle, you had to be the few, the proud.
Their center was deaf, and their kicker and punter, Troy Smith, had a fake leg.
Oh.
I would love to go back and find footage of
I wanna
this,
see the
of this
Steagles
team.
in
But
action.
this team won 5 games
That's
with a
awesome.
deaf receiver and a kicker with one leg. They also did a draft in 1940. I think it was in 1944. They drafted together, and they selected a guy named Max Kilbasa. Fucking great name.
Max Kielbasa.
Great name.
That's literally
for the
just
Steagles.
Max at lunch.
Yeah, or that's translates to Nick Foles.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever had a kielbasa.
Yeah, you have.
Yeah, you
You
definitely
definitely have.
I don't.
lie.
I don't
lie.
even. Is it
lie.
a brat? Is that also a brat?
Don't lie. You've had a lot of kielbasas.
I don't know what to tell you.
Remember, we made shirts back. That was actually a really cool shirt. It made no sense. We were just the Bears and the Eagles were both bad at the same time, and we made Philadelphia Beagles shirts.
Yeah.
Which would have been, that's a sick name.
It is a sick
It's the
name.
Philadelphia Beagles. It was a cool shirt. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that dog.
It's chill.
That's a chill ass dog.
He's just a chill guy.
Philadelphia Beagles. Those are fucking cool ass Beagles.
Do they still sell Steagles merchandise?
I don't know. I
Doubt
want
it.
Beagles merchandise. Steagles merchandise. Yeah, I'm sure like Canton probably has something. Oh yeah. Do you think there's anyone wearing a Steagles?
Yeah, are there any Steagles still alive today?
No, probably not. I mean, there might be, but it would be. There's only 40 Steagles.
Well, yeah, and it would
And
also
they all have to get they'd be 100 plus right now.
and it would have to be somebody that probably had a disability.
And it also had to be someone who played professional football in the 40s,
Yeah,
which is
so-
also creates disabilities.
Probably not.
Yeah, probably not. Probably lost all of our Steagles.
But I do want to see highlights. If there's any highlights out there of Steagles games.
They need to make a movie about this.
Yeah.
Steagles. Okay. So, Max, you think they'll cover the 5.5?
I don't care about covering
Oh,
anything.
okay. All right. I like the Steelers plus 5.5.
Okay, wait, why is that funny?
It's just funny. I don't care about covering anything.
I know, I just want to win the game. Yeah.
Okay. The big one. The big kahuna. Bills at Lions. Lions minus 2.5. Over under 54.5. Thoughts?
This is an awesome game. My thought on this game is it fucking rocks.
Rocks.
That we're getting this game in week 15.
Rocks.
So you got two teams, double-digit wins, playing each other in week 15. The last time that happened was all the way back in 1985. So it fucking rocks.
Rocks.
This is a historically fucking rocks matchup.
Yeah. I'm contemplating a game of the year in this game. Contemplating.
On the over?
No.
This is a very fun over.
It is. It'd be on the Buffalo Bills.
Okay.
I love this game for the Bills.
Okay.
Last week, I had the Rams. I kind of saw that coming where it's like, hey, they just clinched the AFC East. They went all the way west. I think Josh is just playing out of his mind. I think this is the week that the Lions, all their defensive injuries, I know they might be getting a couple guys back, but this is an elite offense. And Aaron Glenn, I know this from experience because Justin Fields used to play well against the Lions. Aaron Glenn's defenses don't do well against running quarterbacks. He refuses to do a spy. The only thing that's holding me back is I think that the Lions are going to be able to run the ball. And, like, if I get into a situation where the Lions are just grinding them out and then Josh Allen's scoring a quick touchdown and then they're grinding them out, that feels scary. I'll know on Sunday if I have the balls to do it. I'd love it to get to 3. I don't think it will.
What's the over-under on this game?
54.5.
Over.
Yeah.
Over. The funnest over possible.
You know, I should just do that as the game of the year.
I mean, the game of the year is personal.
You're going to do a game of the year.
I might not this weekend, Hank. It's called responsible gambling. But yes, people are like, oh, you're going to do a game of the year 12 hours after Travis Hunter wins the Heisman, possibly?
Oh, that's
That
right. I need to recalibrate my thinking about this weekend
Correct.
because my bank account,
That's all I've been thinking about.
I'm gonna
is
have
game of the year.
a
Like
fucking arsenal.
basically someone's just walking over and just loading my gun with bullets and I'm just firing everywhere as fast as I can.
I'm Ukraine right now.
What?
I'm still nervous about Genty.
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. What's done is done. What's done is done.
The votes are in.
What's
Yeah,
done
but
is
it
done.
doesn't matter. We still don't know.
All right, here's
All right.
something. Here's something that will help you. Ready? Travis Hunter won the AP College Football Player of the Year, and every player who's won that has won the Heisman since Christian McCaffrey.
And that award goes out to the best football player of the year, I would imagine.
Yeah, although Genty did win the Maxwell.
That's fine.
Okay, I'm a little nervous.
Maxwell.
There's so
literally-
many people on Twitter that keep saying that Genty.
When I hear Maxwell, I think second place.
Too. Yeah, true.
That's my name.
I mean, listen. If
That's a coincidence.
I have to go to a Christmas party on Saturday night, and I'm gonna have to ask for them to put on the Heisman Trophy ceremony while I stand like antisocial, just staring at a TV with probably no sound on it. I'll just go home. I'll just leave if this happens.
I think me and Blake might get dressed up in suits.
Yeah.
And sit down on the couch like we're the family and watch this game. But yeah, no, you reminded me. I'm Ukraine right now. I have no bullets left, and then there's a shipment coming over.
Yeah, Joe
on
Biden's about to
Saturday.
come and give us a little package.
And then Sunday, you better fucking watch out, NFL.
That's why I'm saying game of the year might be on. But this feels scary because it's like this. The Lions are so good. I'm not saying that no game of the year. It's gonna be a nuclear missile whale play. Okay, let's just do that. Bills nuclear missile whale play is what I'm gonna do, and we'll save a game of the year for maybe the playoffs.
Possible Super Bowl preview.
Possible Super Bowl preview. This would be my dream Super Bowl matchup in terms of fans.
Yes.
In New Orleans. Holy shit, would it rock? Just like partying with Lions and Bills fans all week.
Also would be heartbreaking for whoever lost that game.
Yes.
But also maybe the most merchandise ever sold the day after the Super Bowl,
Yes.
regardless of fan base.
I threw out this trivia question the other day. Last time, if it was Bills Lions, when was the last time there was a chance for a first-time Super Bowl winner, double chance for first-time Super Bowl winner?
The Indians and the Cubs.
No, Super Bowl, and also no.
Oh yeah, it's like 100 years.
Yeah.
Double chance. First time Super Bowl winner.
So the Super Bowl guarantees a first-time Super Bowl winner.
Patriots Rams.
No. Close.
Bucs Ravens.
Rams Titans.
Yes. Patriots Rams. Rams had won the year before.
Oh,
Yeah. Rams Titans. This would be fun. I mean, it
very
doesn't
fun.
happen very often.
I hope it does.
Doesn't happen very often where you get a chance for you guaranteed chance for a new Super Bowl winner. Yeah. So the other parts about the Bills, Keon Coleman and Kincaid, I think will be back. That might push me over the ledge of saying I'm gonna have to take it. Josh Allen's also good against the blitz. Aaron Glenn's gonna want to blitz. He's gonna want to, like I said, running quarterbacks, not the best. And I just think the Lions, the defense of the Lions is good, but it's also been very banged up. And the Bills' offense is one of the top, three? Like the most elite offenses. So, the Lions obviously have one as well. I'm just excited for this game. I'm so pumped up for this game. I should not make a game of the year because I want to watch. I could not bet on this game. This game is going to be so awesome.
That's not true.
I could not.
No, you couldn't.
Just like Jerry could not bring his gun.
I bet you $1,000 that you'll bet on this game.
I'm not going to take that bet.
I thought that there was a chance that you could not bet on this game.
Yeah, I'm not going to take that bet.
Okay.
So I'm going to
That's a great bet that I just offered
nuclear missile whale play.
I just offered you $1,000 to not lose money.
Well, no, because the minute I say yes, you're going to be like, well, you just bet on this game.
I would have said that.
Yeah.
You're not Max.
I'm not Hank. I'm not Max.
Yeah.
I'm not Memes.
Max
Come on.
would have fallen for that.
Come on, in a second. They would have walked right into that. Okay, last game, Seahawks Cardinals. Did you guys see that the Seahawks are plus 2.5, over/under is 45.5?
Wait, Seahawks.
Or sorry, Packers.
Yeah.
Packers at Seahawks. Seahawks plus 2.5, over/under 45.5. Did you see the Seahawks are calling their defense the death zone?
Okay.
How you like that?
In what way are they at the death zone? Is that like on a mountain?
You just die when you go up against them.
Once you get up a certain altitude?
Yeah.
I
They have been really good
I
since
like
the bye.
Legion of Spoon better.
Legion of Spoon. Oh, no. Death Zone. What?
Death Zone?
Yeah.
You got to earn Death Zone.
Legion of Spoon?
Yeah.
No way. In terms of intimidation, Death Zone.
You got to earn Death Zone, though.
Death Zone.
Death Zone rocks if you're an elite defense that is like dominating people.
They have been since the bye. They've been
since
in
the bye,
top five. This is a name that's come about since the bye.
So we entered the Death Zone after the bye.
They have just started being the Death Zone.
Okay.
So, yeah, I like it. Also, a reminder, the NFC North, which this goes against what I just said about the Bills, but the NFC North is 28-3 outside of the division.
Yep.
Or, sorry, the Packers, Vikings, and Lions are 28-3 outside of the division.
Those three teams.
Those three teams, not the NFC North. Not the Bears.
It's not the whole division?
Not the Bears. Definitely not the Bears.
Yeah, I like the Seahawks, though.
Yeah. This is one of those games, I'm sure we all have them, but if you have a certain matchup, you just think of, like, the iconic, like, they had the Hail Mary, and then obviously the NFC Championship game. And it's fun when you have these matchups where you can immediately be like, oh, yeah, I've seen this, and it was fucking crazy.
You just might, this might just be a wild ending to a game.
Right. You just have wild endings in your head when you see that matchup. Mm-hmm. This is going to be a great afternoon of football, boys.
I can't wait for it.
Max is stressed.
I wish one of those games was in at the noon.
I do too. They could have given us. Well, no, they couldn't have given us Bucs Chargers. They couldn't. They could have given us Lions. It would have been nice. I would have taken Lions.
Eagles Steelers.
I would have taken Eagles Steelers. That would have actually been the perfect Sunday
Yeah.
if Eagles Steelers, and you swap out like the Jets and the Jags, put them in the afternoon. Just forget about it. Set it and forget it. Okay, TD parlay. Do it on DraftKings. Every day is game day at DraftKings Sportsbook, and now through the end of the year, it's extra special. All customers get a special daily promo every single day from profit boosts, odd boosts, no sweat bets, and more. There's something for everyone. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now. Use code TAKE. That's code TAKE, and take advantage of special daily promotions only on DraftKings. The crown is yours. So I'm going to sit out. You guys pick. Conviction.
Amon-Ra St. Brown.
Like it.
AJ Brown.
Oh.
Okay, this is crazy. Rashad White.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Brown, white.
Brown, white.
Brown, white, brown. Oreo. Kind of. Yeah.
I like it.
All right. What?
They're not Twinkies. They're
Ho-hos.
Ho-hos. Ho-hos. The ho-ho. This is the ho-ho. Brown, white, brown. All right, so it's Amon-Ra, Rashad White, and then AJ Brown. All right, good luck, boys. I'm gonna bet it. I'm riding.
Let's go.
Sorry again to everyone last week. Okay, let's do our picks. We're so bad. I think are we all under 500?
collectively by a lot.
Yikes. Who's up first?
That'd be me.
I feel like you went first last week.
Hank went first.
I feel like it was you.
You sure?
Yes.
I feel like that was you.
Memes, what about the graphic that you put out besmirching my NBA Cup reputation?
My apologies. I don't make that graphic.
You don't make a lot of graphics, huh, buddy?
I make memes. My name is Memes.
Because every time there's a graphic, you're like, I don't make that one.
Yeah.
I
I mean, putting 0-3 up there when it was not 0-3 is a dirty move.
No, that was McCarthy's fault.
He's a scumbag.
Yep, everyone knows that.
my apologies. I'll take the Jets -3.
Okay.
I am going to take Colts Broncos under 44.
Ooh.
Okay, interesting. I'm going to take the Arizona Cardinals -6. Love that number 6.
I'm going to take the Buffalo Bills +2.5.
I'm going to take the over in that game, 54.5.
Like it.
And I'm going to take the
Yeah.
Bucs +2.5.
Bucks +2.5. Okay. You know what? Give me the over 46.5 Patriots Cardinals.
Give me I didn't look at the weather. Bad
What do you
mistake.
need? What do you need? I got you.
I need the Cleveland weather forecast.
Don't have it. Thought I had you. If you had asked me Seattle, I would have said rain.
Can I ask Max to bring up the weather forecast?
Yes. Sunday, rain.
Sunday.
Should have said rain. No, that's
That's
maybe rain.
That's Grapple.
That could be rain.
Okay, I'm going to stay away. Glad I looked at the weather forecast. I'm going to take the over in the Commies Saints 44.
Nice. Dome.
I will take the Bengals -5 against the Titans.
Okay. Memes?
I will do Texans Dolphins over 46.5.
Okay. And a reminder, let me see the standings again. We got to remember for standings, we got to start going back to the point system because that makes it a lot easier to follow. Memes has 14 points. Hank has 13.5 points. I have 13 points. PFT has 12 points. Max has 11.5 points. So it's anyone's game.
Anyone's game.
It's anyone's game. We are all within, we're all within 2.5 points. Whoa, that's crazy.
We're all so bad together, which I appreciate.
Yeah, it would be really a bummer if one of us was just like insanely good right now, or one of us was insanely bad. We all just are like bad.
We're very bad,
Yeah, we're
but
very
we're not
bad.
insanely bad.
Right. We're all well, no, Memes is bad. Hank is bad. I'm really like not really bad. I'm really bad. PFT's really bad. Max, you're really bad, getting close to insanely bad. I'm just telling you what the records are saying, buddy.
Like, don't get me wrong.
Wait, I'm a half.
But look at it.
I'm a half a point behind BFT.
But he's 12 and 17. You're 11,
But
17 and 1.
How are you and PFT the same when you guys are a full point away from each other and
Because
we're different?
13 and 12 look very similar. 11 looks as a different.
But it's 11 and a half.
But 13 and 12 look very similar number-wise. 11 is totally an outlier.
But you're forgetting about the half.
Yeah, I get that.
But Max, you just have to accept where you are right now. By the time next week comes around, I might be insanely bad. Like if I go 0-2, 12 and 19, I would say that's insanely bad.
Yeah,
because
I'm
when I see those
insanely
numbers,
bad
I think
territory.
like that's pretty much I'm losing almost twice as much as I'm winning.
Yeah, 13 and 18, I'd be insanely bad.
I also feel horrible about my picks this weekend.
What were they again?
Yeah, one was bad.
Bengals -5.
Yeah, it's a bad pick.
What was the other one?
Colts Broncos under 44.
Yeah, that's a bad pick.
I mean,
No, I actually like the Bengals pick.
No, I hate it's a bad pick.
I like that pick. Good pick.
It's a bad pick.
anyone could be in last. Other than Memes, anyone could be in last place at the start of next week.
And also, for the
You and I could
AWL's
be
sake,
tied. Me and Hank could be
Memes
tied.
is the one that everyone should be rooting against or rooting for. Why? I don't think they want you at your bachelor party.
Why?
I've never got the
You're a
volleyball.
fun guy. Yeah, you're fun.
guy.
Yeah, imagine going to the bachelor party and having them just like bust your balls the entire time.
Me and Hank would also be boring.
No, no, that's wrong.
But we're both in bachelor party age. I'm saying for the
that's
listener.
why you'd be great.
You'd be great, Max.
But
Max,
the funniest outcome would be either.
I understand
Yeah.
the funniest, but I also would not like. I could. If I
You would
went on
find a way to go for like 6 hours.
if I went on a bachelor party, I'm like I got 4 innings of like low 90s fastballs.
You would do a Chicago bachelor party.
Yeah,
You would do
I'd
something
go to a
in
Cubs
Chicago.
game. We'd
Yeah.
go to a Cubs game. I'd get drunk. I'd go home.
Yep.
No, I'd have to travel.
I would be a lot of fun for one night.
Yeah.
One night, and then after that night's over, I'd just be miserable.
We have
I'd just be talking
few-
about different aspects of my hangover for the next 7
Yeah.
hours.
We have very few details. We haven't put out any ground rules to this.
Hank might just not come back. Hank might have such a great time on your bachelor party that he just goes wherever you go.
He's just hoping it's a golf trip.
Yeah. Max, you'd be fun on the party.
Yeah, we also need to figure out who's filming. Whatever, that's a later thing.
Yeah, that's whatever. Forget it. All right, let's do Fantasy Fuckboys before we get to an awesome interview of Nick Foles in studio. Fantasy Fuckboys brought to you by Body Armor. This segment is brought to you by Body Armor. Real hydration, real ingredients packed with electrolytes, vitamins, and nothing artificial. Body Armor sports drink has great tasting flavors like strawberry, banana, and blue raspberry. Not only do we hydrate with Body Armor, but some of the best athletes in the world do as well, like Christian McCaffrey, Joe Burrow, and Sabrina Ionescu. Get yours today at Walmart or local grocery store near you.
Yo.
What up?
Yo.
My name's Mario Mangione.
Hey, Mario.
Mario.
My stardom is Greeks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, that was my sit 'em. Fuck it. Greeks,
Oh.
Greek freak. Giannis. Bucs are playing good. Greeks are back. Fucking love Greeks.
Alpha males.
Gyros.
Yeah.
My sit 'em. YouTube TV.
They're jacking up the price.
They banged us.
I just made the switch to YouTube TV this week and they fucking yacked up the price.
$9 a month.
Some bullshit. Absolute bullshit.
It is bullshit. When they started, it was $40.
Cord cutters. They should have just kept stuck with cable. It's a shit show now. You gotta have every fucking app. You gotta pay out of your fucking ass.
I would
Yeah.
pay a lot of money to have just one app.
And my
Oh wait, X, the everything app.
love it.
It's all happening on X.
my sleeper is Hawk Tua. She did her spaces. She was getting called out. She said, I'm going to sleep. Haven't heard from her since. So she's sleeping. She's having a good time.
I thought that was a respectable way to get out of a very awkward conversation, just being like, I'm tired.
I'm tired.
Who
I'll
hasn't
see
been
you guys
tired?
tomorrow.
Hasn't
It was
woken up yet.
It was like a cartoon voice, too.
Yeah.
Respect.
Yeah, respect.
You know, she makes the money.
Hey,
Whatever way
respect.
you make it the money.
Yeah.
Hey, this is Luigi Mangione.
Oh, Luigi.
Just heard from my brother Mario. I'm starting the McRib.
Oh.
It's back.
Fuck yes.
If loving the McRib is a crime, then lock me up and throw away the key. I just want to get a McRib. That's why I go to McDonald's all
Love
the time.
that.
It's great. I'm sitting in a jail cell right now. And then my sleeper this weekend, it's fuck winter. Jack Frost is my sleeper this
Yeah,
weekend.
fuck
I woke up this morning, my balls was up in my stomach. It had no balls.
No ball.
No balls at all. Like
No
a
balls.
castrated bull.
Wasn't that bad.
No
It
balls.
was bad. And then I had a friend.
Luigi, you're Mario, you're tougher.
I had a friend last year. He said, Chicago winner, not that bad. Kind of a pussy.
That was Mario.
That was Mario.
Today wasn't that bad.
Mario's staying with it. He's sticking with it.
This winner's bad.
Get a fucking coat, dude.
You talk shit to the wrong guy.
I ain't scared.
You're not
Yeah.
made. You thought you was made.
I was born in the winter.
Yeah.
I am winter.
No, you were
No,
born
you're
in June.
born June, bro. Bro, you're born in
You
June.
fucking June.
June.
Still.
Australian winter.
That ain't winter. What's up, fuckers? It's Wario.
Hey, what's up, Wario?
My stardom this week is our pal. I can't remember her name. Is it Livy or something? The girl who took 1,000 dicks.
Yeah, she's
100 dicks.
she's the world's guma.
That was something.
You watched the documentary about her?
No.
The cockumentary?
Fuck no.
It was sad.
Fuck no.
It was very, very sad.
I ain't watching that.
It was sad.
My situm is lasagna. I think it's overrated. I like a little pasta. Just lasagna, too much. Too much going on.
that's
Never liked lasagna.
That's a bad take.
I don't like ricotta.
Nah.
You don't like lasagna?
I hate lasagna.
My,
the matter with
my sleeper this week is Josh Allen. Touchdown machine.
That
Josh
guy.
Allen.
That rock it off.
Wario. I'm gonna win. No, is that Mario?
I think so.
What does Wario say?
I'm gonna win.
It's a me, a Wario.
The documentary thing about that girl.
It's just.
She was like, they interviewed the dudes. The dudes were like, yeah, you can
Oh,
talk to me about
you
it.
watched it?
I saw clips.
You watched it.
No, I saw clips. But
I think he watched it, guys.
I did not watch it. And I don't think it was. I don't think that there was porn in it. If you did watch it,
No, I think the sadness of it
it's very. The clips
would
I
be
saw.
worse than the porn.
The clips I saw, she was like crying afterwards.
Oh.
Bad choice.
Yeah, and somehow my algorithm is just it's like Luigi memes and the woman who took 1,000 cocks.
Well, I think she took 100, and
100.
she wants to take 1,000.
Oh man, yeah.
I want to know more about the order that the guys got put in when they went there. If you just showed up and you were put in a waiting room, or if there was a lottery ball like the NBA draft.
Yeah.
If you're a virgin, you get to go first. I don't know how it works.
Yeah. It's crazy. Okay, should we get to our interview?
Maybe that's what Lamar Jackson was talking about.
Oh yeah. That is what he was talking about.
Because that's what I thought when I saw it. Like the internet was a bad idea.
Yeah. Do you guys really lasagna just like in terms of pastas?
It's great.
I'm not a lasagna fan.
Me neither.
Lasagna
It depends on the lasagna. If it is easy to fuck up lasagna.
And it's
There
just
is
too
bad
much
lasagna,
going
but if you have
on.
good lasagna, it's like
Yeah.
fuego.
Yeah.
Fuego?
it might be
Fuego.
like a good lasagna might be my favorite Italian dish.
No.
You just haven't. You're telling yourself for never eating good lasagna.
No, I've had good lasagna. I just don't. It's just too much. I just like a
You
little.
gotta get.
I gotta get. All right,
You gotta
make
get
me
some
some.
good
Make
lasagna.
some lasagna.
You've offended the booth.
Make me some lasagna. Okay, let's get to our interview with Nick Foles. You got a couple ads.
Yeah, before we get to Nick Foles, he is brought to you by our great friends over at Coors. The mountains are blue. Coors Light. You should be drinking Coors. I'm going to drink a lot of beer this winter. That's a promise. Get through this cold Chicago winter by drinking some ice cold Coors Light, staying nice and toasty inside with a refreshing beer. Nothing beats a cold Coors Light. It's the only beer that's mountain chilled. And they've got the blue bottles, the blue mountains on the bottles, blue mountains on the cans. so you know when your beer is cold. I put my beer outside last night as a science experiment. The bluest mountain I've ever seen in my entire life. It was gorgeous. But this season you've got overcrowded stores, flight delays, awkward family dynamics, dinner mishaps. The holidays are far from perfect, but that doesn't mean that we have to lose our chill. Forgotten ingredients don't have to ruin dinner. Takeout and Coors Light are always crowd pleasers. It's cold lagered, cold filtered, cold packaged for a smoother finish. Choose chill this holiday season. Reach for a Coors Light. Get Coors Light delivered straight to your door. Visit CoorsLight.com/take, or you can find it pretty much anywhere that sells beer. Celebrate responsibly. Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado. Nick Foles is also brought to you by Chevy. There's a reason why we've never done the Mount Rushmore pickup trucks, and that's because Hank would lose that too. But the real reason why we've never done it is because, for part of my take, there's only one pickup truck. It's the Chevy Silverado. Why is that? Well, Silverado's a partner that you can depend on. We've all spent time driving, using the Silverado for all kinds of part of my take jobs, adventures, shenanigans. Silverado has been our ride for a cross-country trip to the Super Bowl. They helped us dig the biggest hole ever in the state of Ohio last year at Grit Week. And this year, Chevy Silverado was out west with us for our latest Grit Week as we went surfing, driving around Southern California. It was all done in a Chevy Silverado. They bring the grit too. Legendary grit paired with modern truck tech inside and out. Massive screens, up to 8 cameras with 14 different views to help make driving, towing, and parking all easier. We love the Chevy series of trucks. We love the Silverado HD Trail Boss. That thing looks awesome. Head over to Chevy.com, build your own Silverado or Silverado HD, and check out all the current offers on Silverado. Discover strength, a world of strength and capability, all behind the wheel of our favorite truck, the Chevy Silverado. And now, here's Nick Foles.
Okay, we now welcome on a very, 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 very special guest. He is Super Bowl champion, legend forever in Philadelphia.
Super Bowl MVP.
Super Bowl MVP. Played a bunch of different places. Nick Foles, QB1, in studio. First of all, welcome. Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you for coming here. Have you been harassed by any of our Philly fans yet? Because they're lingering. Like, the buzz of Nick Foles in the office was, we said it I think a couple days ago, and all the Philly fans were like, "Oh my God, I got to wear my best Kelly Green shirt, like Nike shoes, and all that stuff." They dressed up for you.
They did, and I wouldn't say harassed. I'd say it's love. And,
Okay.
It's just, there's that Philly love. There's some we were talking about last night when you've been a part of Philadelphia, you're from Philadelphia. There's just something special about it, and I know you being a Bears fan,
Yeah.
you're longing for that. It's been
Yes.
since the mid '80s,
Yes.
so. We've had it more recently, and Eagles are doing pretty good right now. So there's a lot of love to go around.
It was. I mean, he walked in today, and Paige was showing the inside of her shoes to him.
Yeah.
Being like, "Look at this type of green I got."
Hey, you know what? Inside the shoes, it's like the streets of Philly, of South Philly, the heart of Philly. I mean, Nike did those shoes right.
Yeah.
You got to show them.
If there's one city to be a legend in, I feel like Philadelphia would be a pretty good one.
Yeah, I mean, it's an awesome city. I mean, if any of y'all have ever been to a game in the Link, I mean, it is a amazing place to be the home team.
Yeah.
If you're the away team, it sucks. But there's also a lot of places in the NFL it's that way, right? There's a lot of home field advantages. But Philly's amazing. Going back there, I'm not one to want all the limelight. So going back there and walking around, and I love seeing everyone, but I'm not built for that. Like I'm more of a laid back, like even keel. Like I don't mind going to the grocery store, not getting recognized and stuff. So,
Yeah.
But it's a lot of love in Philly.
I mean, you have a statue, right?
Yeah, there is one
A
of
statue outside the stadium.
It's a good statue.
It's a great
they did-
statue.
There's been some bad statues recently.
It looks like me.
Yeah.
It actually looks like me. There's been some statues the last several years that just aren't great. So whoever created the statue it's fantastic.
Yeah, an iconic moment that will stand the test of time. That's got to be cool to think about. It's like Philadelphia will always remember this one moment, and you're a hero forever in their eyes. And Philly fans, they can be a little bit over the top sometimes, but they also have your back. Were they ever down on you as a quarterback, where you felt like the wrath of the Philly fans?
I mean, I would say never the wrath, but yeah. I mean, I think part of being a Philadelphia athlete or quarterback is they're going to be down at you at times because you're not perfect. You're gonna throw an interception. You're going to have some bad games. You might even have a length of bad games, and it's going to be tough. You're going to get booed. I mean, I've even had a great game and thrown like 3 incompletions. You're going to get a couple boos.
Right.
But I think you just have to start owning that and realize like that is the city, and they have your back. They love you, but you also have to buy into that, and you have to understand their perspective. Like, blue collar, hardworking city. Like, their grandparents, their moms, their dads took them to games. Now they're taking their kids to games. It's a generational like place. So there's a lot of heartbreak. And that's where like the Super Bowl year was so special because we finally were able to break that heartbreak. Yeah. And now there's a Super Bowl there. They want more, but that's just part of it. You got to understand that.
Do you think that maybe you screwed up by that one season that you had? I forget how many interceptions. There were just like two interceptions, right, over the course of 1 year.
27-2?
27 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. Was that a mistake on your part to do that? Because you set the expectation. So if you
perfect football.
You throw like 9 interceptions the next year, they're like, this guy sucks.
You know what? It was amazing having that year, and I was having so much fun playing in Chip's system. It was like playing basketball. You're just, letting it rip, playing a point guard. And then, it was different. The next year, halfway through the season, I got injured, but I think I had thrown like 10 interceptions. Everyone thought like everything was falling apart, but like I was still like, we were still playing well. We were 6-2, but I think you do set expectations so high that you can't keep meeting that because there's always changes in the offseason. The offense starts evolving. Coaches leave. Players leave. So, but yeah, I think I definitely set expectations really high in 13.
Yeah. and also I would assume like as playing quarterback, like there's a element of luck to have that specific, like 27-2. Like, okay, a couple of them might have been dropped that won't go my way next year.
Oh, for sure. I mean, I had one – we're going back in time, but I think it was after the 7-touchdown game. We were in Green Bay, and I threw like a post route down the middle to D-Jack, and I think it went through like 2 corner and a safety's hands, and then just popped up, and D-Jack caught it and just walked in backwards. And I'm just like, all right, you just feeling it. You got to take the luck and the juice and that favor when it comes.
Yeah.
But we had a lot of it that year, and we were fortunate to, unfortunately, we didn't win the playoff game, but we still had a good year.
Yeah, so your Super Bowl season, Carson Wentz gets hurt in that Rams game. You come in and you're like, what's going through your mind when you come in? Because you're a really good team, and it's a weird spot to be in the fact that you've been rolling as a team, and you know that this team has big time aspirations, and now everyone's gonna look at you and be like, all right, dude, don't fuck this up. Did you feel that pressure, or were you like, this team is so good, I feel like almost supported by everyone?
I mean, Carson, as we all know, was having an MVP caliber year that year. And then when he got hurt on the play, he actually stayed in and threw a touchdown the next play. And I knew something was wrong because I'd been around him enough. I know how tough he is. So I knew something was wrong when he came off and they took him up. I knew it was going to be probably bad just from being around him and knowing his toughness. And, your body, like, knows when something like that, like, I'm about to step in. So all of a sudden the adrenaline changes. The nerves start coming. Your stomach starts getting what we say butterflies. And I think the key in that is I just took a moment, took a deep breath, just said a prayer and just was like, you know what? I'm not going to be out there alone. I'm with 10 other guys in the huddle, and I have a great team around me. I need to do my job. I still have to execute at a high level. I can't just go out there and just sit there and hope someone else is going to make a play. I'm a quarterback. I have to make a play. But I also know there's like an acclimation period, so there was grace and understanding. But that was from my, previous part of my career and playing football my whole life. Like, I think you have expectations to go out there, and if you don't meet them, then all of a sudden it gets in your head. I knew I would need to acclimate, so I gave myself grace, and eventually it hit at the right time. But yeah, I mean, the nerves start hitting. I'm human, man. The next day, I mean, I'm in a QB room, just Nate Sudfeld and I watching film, and we know what's happened. We get the news about Carson, and I say we were watching film. We had the film on. We did not watch film that day because we were both going through emotions because we're going to the playoffs. We have a great team, and then we realize it's on our shoulders. Mm-hmm. So we just talked about that and hashed it out as humans do because it's a lot of pressure. But having that brother like Nate there during that time, we developed such a brotherly bond that will last for life. But yeah. I'm so grateful I had him. But that was the realness after the situation. It's like we're not in there like watching film. We're like dealing with the emotions of what is about to happen.
Right.
So you get to the Super Bowl that year, and you're going up against the Patriots. What were your feelings? What was the mentality that you had going into that game? Because the Patriots, obviously, dynasty, one of the greatest football teams of all time, right in the thick of their groove that they had. What was the mentality going into that game to prepare yourself to compete and eventually beat them?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing leading up to that, I mean, you get a bye week before the Super Bowl, so you have that time at home to go through a normal prep week. So the biggest thing was preparation and then eliminating distractions. So a lot of going into the Super Bowl, there's a lot of hoopla, and then, you got a lot of tickets, and you're trying to get family there. So my wife was the instrumental part of, like, taking control of all that, so I didn't have to deal with it. So I could just focus on ball. Wasn't on my phone a lot. Wasn't like, I might have talked to my dad once. I was just so locked in because we have so much respect for the Patriots. One of the greatest dynasties, if not the greatest dynasties in NFL sports history. We know what we're going against. So just the preparation, the hard work, testing things at practice, being super aggressive at practice to test my limitations. And, going into the game, I felt like we had a great preparation those 2 weeks. And, we shredded all our papers and we hit all our stuff. And in the walkthrough, we had 13 to 15 guys. So if they did have cameras in the stadium, we were set. So, like, when we do our walkthrough in the stadium, when we did our Super Bowl picture, like, we literally had 13 guys in the huddle, and we just said, do whatever you want. And we're, like, hiding simple plays.
Oh, you had, like, decoy guys running weird routes?
You know what? I think it's just,
That's crazy.
understood that you want to take precautions.
Yeah.
Like, even, like, when we got sheets of paper at the hotel, they're like, you done with that? I'm like, well, yeah, we got a new one. They'll give it to me, and they shred it right there.
Wow.
Because
So
you
we
thought the
took
Patriots were, like,
precautions.
going through your trash, man.
Hey, you know what? The teams want the advantage. I mean, we see it in sports all the time. Every team's trying to find the advantage to get the upper hand. So, but going into the game, so much respect for the Patriots. But Doug Peterson and, even like when I play for Andy Reid, the biggest thing they talk about is faceless opponents. Like, don't like think about like who they are, their history, or what's on their helmet. Just like they're objects out there. Mm-hmm. So just treat them as objects and play them and do your job, and just execute the play. So I just kept it simple.
All right, so I need an honest answer here. Was there any part of you when you got, in the huddle, you're getting in the game, you're getting in the flow of the game, you're like, man, it would probably be a lot harder if Malcolm Butler was out there.
You know what? I didn't even think about that. I wasn't
Faceless opponents.
Yeah, I didn't even like Gilmore out there. Like,
yeah.
Who's one of the greatest DBs of all time. I didn't even think about it.
Really?
Because I had so much trust in my guys that I didn't really care who was on them. And I know afterwards that was a topic and everything.
Yeah.
And, Malcolm Butler, a great player, physical player, they were talking about how he'd, be up in the grill, holding on the guys, getting them off the line. But I still take Alshon any day of the week or any of my guys. And I have so much respect for Malcolm. Like, that's not me taking a slide. That's just my mindset with them. And my teammates know that. Like, I would tell them, like, I don't care if there's two guys on you. Make a play.
Right.
At worst case scenario, knock the dang ball down, but make a play. And I think when you tell your teammates that and they know that gives them a little bit extra juice when they go out there and be like, hey, he's going to throw me the ball even if I'm covered, so I better just be ready and I better be aggressive.
Yeah, and Alshon was one of those guys who could make, the play whenever he was covered. He would go up and get it and be physical. What the Philly special play, when that happens, walk us through it, because, I mean, it's still a really cool thing to watch, even the mic'd up, where it's like the moment where you guys kind of – I don't know if it was you or Doug who first said, hey, should we do this?
Yeah.
Was it you?
Yeah, I ran over there. We had a play call beforehand, and we called a timeout, so I ran over to Doug. And it just, sometimes you have this instinct, like, hey, this play could work. You go run over to your coach, it's almost like you're in high school or middle school, and you're like, hey, you want Philly. And the headset goes quiet. Doug's got to make a decision. Like, he can say no. But Doug was the quarterback coach. My quarterback coach my rookie year, he worked me out at Westlake High School. So there's a lot of history between me and Doug and a lot of trust. So I think in that situation, he knew that my instincts were, he trusted it. I mean, if I'm going to go over there and ask for Philly, where I'm running a route and Trey's throwing the ball and Corey's pitching it to him and we're doing the lane stuff, like, he's probably thinking, like, if Nick's feeling confident about this right now, this is the one time we probably should run it. So I'm just grateful he allowed us to do it. And then, going into the huddle, the biggest thing was just not to smile, because I was excited to run it, because I didn't think we'd be, like, talking about it here and I'd be signing Philly special autographs all the time.
For the rest of your life.
Yeah. It was a play that has a great name that just worked.
Yeah.
We just needed 6 points on 4th and 1 going into halftime. Like, to me, that's what that play was. It was not like, hey, I'm going to run this play and I'm going to sign autographs for it afterwards. Like, no, this play they're not going to expect me to go on a route.
Yeah.
They're going to be in man coverage. They're not going to account for me, and it's going to work. We just have to, get the lane stuff. Corey's got to get the snap. There's a lot of moving parts in it.
Right.
But that was the best we ever ran it, and Trey threw an absolute dime.
Was there any part of you when the ball is in the air where you're like, don't fuck this up? Because you were so wide open.
Yeah.
And it was right there that it's like, that actually can happen, where guys
no doubt.
will they'll stare at it for so long they'll drop it.
Previous in the game, this is no slight at him, because, Tom's the greatest.
Yeah.
But Tom, they had ran a similar one. It was different, but, a quarterback going out and pass, and, it was right where I was standing on the sideline. So, like, I saw it go through his fingertips and drop it. And in my mind, that might have even put it, like, more at the forefront of my mind, watching him do it, like, all right, we're going to get this called, but I'm going to make sure I look this thing in, and I don't care if I look like an idiot. I'm going to look it in like I'm like in elementary school and catch the ball. Because I just need to catch it. I don't want to drop it or act cool. Not that Tom was. I think Tom just had taken a rib shot or something. So he was feeling it. But no, I felt confident. I mean, basketball player growing up, the reason they had me go out on routes because before every game I go out there catching one-handed passes and throwing it all around like I'm a kid so I can get that like kid feel, warm up the body. So I can catch the ball one-handed and all that. I was not going to do it on that play though. I was going to look that thing in, and you see me, I make the triangle and everything.
Yeah, you did. It was like picture perfect. Yeah. And you look like a 12-year-old or like trying to figure out how to, catch a pass.
So now when I coach youth sports, I say even, when you're in the Super Bowl, I'm making the triangle. I'm keeping my hands together. I'm not, trying to do all this stuff. So I have a teaching photo and a teaching tape of me going out on route.
Yeah. So when you guys practiced it that week, you said that was the best that you'd run it was during the game.
Yeah.
Were you confident in the play? Like you had, how many times did you practice it beforehand?
We had it in before we played the Vikings in the divisional round. We put it in the bye week, and any great trick play, Doug Peterson, Andy Reno say it needs marination. There's always like food terms with those guys. They love food, so marination. You got to let it set, marinate till it's ready. That does sound like Andy Reid, right? That's where it comes from. So, we had it in, and we probably ran at full speed maybe like twice the whole month and then walked through a few times. So it was – I don't even know if I asked Doug right now if he really thought he was going to call it that game. We had talked about it, but he might have just been making me feel better. I mean, I just talked to Jason Kelsey about it a couple weeks ago, and he said when I called it in the huddle, he's like, we're calling this play? So I didn't know he felt that way, but now we can all look back and, be really happy about it. But that was the best we had ever ran it. And, the best Trey threw it and everything.
The craziest part about that play, if you watch it back, is too that Torrey Smith was wide open as well.
Yeah, he was not. I was the only option.
Yeah, I know you were the only option, but it was like such a well drawn up play. Like he was running over the middle, wide open. Yeah.
He's just Alshon's supposed to, create confusion. Torrey's supposed to create confusion, and then they're supposed to drop me.
Yeah,
and it worked like that. So
So you mentioned Tom Brady and how he was not able to catch the ball earlier, but do you know that to this day, like he has a hard time saying your name? You're like his kryptonite. He just won't even acknowledge you.
And honestly, I think that's a huge sign of. So I respect Tom so much. I feel like that is his way of giving me respect. I've actually had a time to FaceTime him, and he actually shared that. There's just a lot of respect, and he's such a competitor. There's a reason he's the greatest of all time because he has those emotions, and he's not focusing on all his Super Bowl wins. He's focusing on where he could have been better, and that's why he's so great. And that's why I know even in broadcasting he's working to continue to grow. I mean, everything he does, he's always working. That's like in his DNA. So I take it as a sign of respect for him, and that's saying a lot to have that from Tom.
Yeah. There was a famous clip in the Patriots documentary, the Dynasty documentary. Did you see that? Where
I didn't watch it, but I heard some things.
Okay, so they had the NFL Films version of the Philly special, and they put that in, and he edited out Foles. Like the word Foles has actually been removed from that as a broadcast. I think that's a pretty healthy mentality to have, to be like, you know what? Tom Brady wouldn't do this about somebody that he doesn't respect because you beat him.
No, for sure. And but I think you have to like realize that. I think at first you're like, oh man, but then you realize like, you know what, that is a sign of respect. So it's perspective. So all admiration for Tom, and that's cool. We, like I said, we've FaceTime since then, and I know for a fact it's just he has a lot of respect for me, and that means a lot.
He probably thinks about you all the time.
Yeah, I mean, I hope not. I don't think about it a lot. So hopefully he's thinking about better things than me.
Yeah. She mentioned something there when you're talking about like you played basketball and that's how you'd warm up. A lot of guys obviously in the NFL are like, I had another sport that I was really good at. You got recruited by Georgetown. You got offered by Georgetown.
Recruited. I would say, I could have played potentially D1. I mean, those guys are so dynamic though. I was a good basketball player.
No, I mean, it sounds like you were a great basketball player. If Georgetown, Baylor, and Texas were all looking at you.
Yeah, they were all looking. Potentially would have had a chance to play at Baylor. But ended up at Michigan State my first year. But basketball and football, there's such a different feeling when you step on the court. Football, when you're playing quarterback, like you're trying to think about execution Making sure, you're always thinking about like, all right, protections. You got to be protected first. All these different things. Basketball, you're just like, I'm going to let it rip. You make a mistake on the basketball court, you can fix it on the defensive end.
Right.
All
the next
that.
possession is
Football
right.
is very
2
different.
seconds, yeah.
Football is very different. So there's a different emotion. My brother-in-law, both of them played basketball in college. One, was a two-sport. Evan was a two-sport athlete at Stanford, played in the NFL for 5 years, as a tight end. And we talk about it all the time. Like, going to the football game, you're just thinking about execution, doing your job. Basketball, you're just like going out there and just letting it rip.
Yeah.
So,
what was your game like? What was your...
I was all over the place. I was a big, 3-point shooter, but obviously being, 6'5", and I was probably in high school, 235, I take it down low, big, aggressive with rebounding, a little bit of everything.
Yeah.
But, definitely, shot some threes.
When could you first palm a basketball? Because your hands are huge.
Yeah, I palmed it in middle school. First time I dunked it was 8th grade.
Wow.
Jesus.
So
That's pretty cool.
That's pretty awesome.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So when you went to Michigan State, I know that Izzo likes to get basketball players sometimes to compete against the football team.
Yeah.
To like toughen them up and to learn how to rebound. Did you ever get that call?
I never got that call. When I went to the University of Arizona, though, in the offseason, we did a lot of pickup ball. We had a lot of great basketball players on our football team. So we would scrimmage the basketball team at the rec center. So we had a lot of good battles with the basketball team. And that was fun because those guys, basketball players, and I just went to an NBA game not long ago, and those guys are just so talented.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like the guys on the court are just so athletic, big, fast, like the way they can play, the way they can shoot. I think I saw like 10 straight baskets made. And then you go watch college. College players are amazing as well, but it's definitely different than the NBA.
A little more chaos.
It's always the shot making the NBA always just try like it always shocks me because like they just do not miss open shots.
They don't.
No matter what.
No,
it just doesn't happen.
In college you see it all the time.
Yeah.
NBA, they just drain it.
Yeah, every single time. All right, so I have to ask you, and I don't know how much insight you can give me, but you obviously you played for the Bears for 2 years. You also were kind of on a team that's kind of like this year's Bears in the fact that it's a young quarterback and they're transitioning coaches, and you were there for the last year of Nagy. Shoot me straight, how much of a clusterfuck is it at House Hall, just from an organizational standpoint?
You know what? They're sort of in this cycle that it's just not a healthy cycle.
Yeah.
And why I say that is, you look back to their last 3 draft picks at quarterback. You got Mitch, you got Justin, you got Caleb, right? So their coaching staff, at the end of their prove-it year, they draft a quarterback in the first round. So they get that rookie quarterback for 1 year. They throw them out there they've been struggling. They're on their last leg. They have to win that year to stay there, and if not, they're gone. So they bet on everything. So then the rookie quarterback gets 1 year with the coaching staff, and then they've just been fired.
Yeah.
Because and then that rookie quarterback, who, mind you, all 3 of those guys are outstanding players. Caleb's a great player, Justin, Mitch, all outstanding players. Then they have to get a whole new regime with a whole new offense after taking a beating and going through that psychological battle as a rookie, where you come from college, you're the man, you're a first-round pick, you have all this confidence. I'm not saying you lose it all, but it takes a hit, and then you have a whole new staff, and then you have to deal with that again. So it's not a great cycle. You'd rather, as ownership and everything, if you know that, like, don't let them draft a quarterback, even, at the end of their leg. You want a new staff come in, choose a quarterback. Now, fortunately, they've inherited 3 great quarterbacks.
Yeah.
It just hasn't worked out. So my hope for them is, because, playing for Chicago for 2 years and just seeing how much the Bears fans love the Bears and how much they want to succeed. They had the great year in 2018 that, I was with the Eagles when we played. Yeah. We'll bring, sorry, I brought that. Yeah.
That was the only great year for a long time. Yeah.
But they just, they're not far away. There's, I was in the locker room there.
Far away.
It feels far away.
So far away.
It's
You literally were because you were last year of Mitch, first year of Justin, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So you've seen it.
I've seen it. I know it.
You know it as intimate as you can. You watched it happen where it's like, and then not only first year of Justin, but last year Nagy.
Yeah. And when I was there, like, the locker room was so good. Like, we had good talent. We had great leadership. We had great guys. We had a locker room that could win. Because I had seen winning locker rooms. And I was like, we have a winning locker room. They're just missing some pieces outside it. And what I've seen, through my career is, when I started my career, I always thought it's the locker room. It's the locker room. And that is a huge part. But what helps create the locker room is top down. You know, when I was in Philadelphia, just with Mr. Lurie, just how he approached ownership. In Kansas City, the Hunt family. I always say about Mr. Lurie is like he was at a lot of practices, and before every game he's in there and he goes around and shakes everyone's hand, and then he wants to win just as bad as anyone. I'm not saying that's different like in Chicago, but I just they're gonna make those plays. Howie Roseman's super aggressive with getting guys. So I don't know. I mean, I loved the locker room when I was here. I loved my teammates when I was here. It was unfortunate we didn't have success. I mean, Coach Nagy's had great success since he's gone back to KC. I mean, now what does he have? 2 rings?
Yeah, I mean, Patrick Mahomes.
I mean, Pat definitely helps, but they have a.
Yeah, I'm gonna give those to Patrick Mahomes and Andy Reid. I'm not gonna let you do that. But yeah, no, So what is a locker room like? When you say a winning locker room? Because I agree. Like obviously we don't know the intimacy of an NFL locker room, but it does feel like culture matters a lot. And yeah, talent is important, but like guys who feel like they want to like die for each other can go a long way.
Yeah.
And how does that like? Is there a certain amount of leaders? Is there a certain amount of or is it like you said, top down? The owner, the GM, the coach, they all have to be aligned.
You definitely want an alignment up there. I think you got to have a strong head coach. You got to have a strong personality that when they take the job, you see a lot of coaches that take a lot of input from outside sources or like maybe the ownership, and then it changes the way that they view how they'd run a team. I always go to the example of Andy Reid. I think Andy Reid is the greatest. I love Coach Reid. Andy Reid has a way he knows he's going to coach, and you're not going to change. He's going to listen to input. But Big Red's going to make the best decision. Like you might think like you have said something that's really going to impact and change the way he thought. He knows what's best for the pulse of his team, and he's going to take you that direction. He's going to lead. Whereas sometimes we listen to outside sources, and then we like, you know what, because so-and-so said this, I need to do it. Maybe ownership said, hey, you need to do this, and then you do it. Coach Reid, they trust Coach Reid, rightfully so, to make those decisions and do those things. So in my opinion, ownership's got to be strong, but you have to have a head coach that can take the reins and he just goes and he makes all those decisions. But when he's in front of the team, like you have a lot of guys and a lot of different personalities and a lot of different backgrounds, which I think is so awesome about like football, because you come together as one and you go on the field as one, and there's all these different backgrounds. But you need someone at the lead of it, the head coach, that's like gonna do all that. Like Coach Tomlin, like how much success has he had in Pittsburgh with all these different things? He has a way he leads that is his way. Yeah, it's no one else's. He's not gonna be anyone else. So if I'm getting a head coach, I'm gonna be like, hey, I want a coach with a personality that's going to move a room. Now, the locker room, you got to have talent, you got to have guys, and you got to put egos to the side to be great. Because if egos come in, it can be, toxifying to a locker room. But what helps that is a head coach that sees that and stops it before it gets started. So, I don't know. Andy Reid was always a great, example for me in doing that.
Yeah. And you also had Big Dom. I think Big Dom helps the locker room too.
Big Dom, he has a great pulse on the locker room and the guys.
Yeah, he does.
And, he's one of my, just being in Philadelphia, just going and sitting with Big Dom in his, his office is 1/10 this size. It's literally just like a little store. And he loves it. He loves it. He has a great, because they're not going to let things fly. They're, if something's going on, they're going to, nip it in the butt. They're going to knock it out. They're not going to let it fester. They're going to find a way to get through it. And that's why they have success in Philadelphia. That's why the teams that have success, when things become toxifying to the locker room, they stop it before it gets started. Whereas, teams that ultimately fall apart, it's the coach feels uncomfortable to like step in because of the, maybe it's like a high paid player or something like that. And it's scary, but like, we're all human beings. We're all players. We want to succeed at this level. Sometimes we just need a coach to come in and intervene and like, separate, and then let's talk this thing out. Yeah. Usually when you talk it out and you put everything on the table, we usually get through it. I mean, that's just part of it.
Do you think Big Dom had A.J. Brown and Jalen Hurts have a sit down?
You know what? I have no information on that. I do know.
Would that surprise you if Big Dom was like, hey, boys, we got to have a sit down?
It would not surprise me if Big Dom came over and said, hey, no. Like, that would not surprise me.
Yeah.
But I have no idea if that happens.
If it happened, that's fair.
Fair answer. I do have another Big Dom question. Just walk me through, like, what's Big Dom's day-to-day? What does he do?
You know what? When I was there, it's very different. The guy, Big Dom's a celebrity now. I mean, he's going to, like, take pictures and sign autographs. I mean, he's big sexy. So, his day-to-day, I mean, he's there in the morning. He goes to his office. I mean, I could not tell you everything that man does. That man is a secret weapon for the Philadelphia Eagles.
Yeah,
he's been that way for a long time. But it's funny just seeing him being around him, and that's my guy, and just seeing him in his track suits and
Yeah, he's the best. He used to be the best kept secret. And me and Big Cat were upset that we didn't know about Big Dom until just a couple years ago.
We were mad at Max on the 49ers game when Big Dom was introduced to America. We're like, you've been keeping this from us?
yeah. Why isn't Big Dom here with me right now?
He should be. He sent us some footballs. I think he autographed some footballs.
He texts me. He calls me he says, you're my paisans to us. So I think we're Big Dom approved.
I met him at the Super Bowl, and he was I forget what he said. Like I was like Kid Rock on mushrooms or something like that. It was the highest compliment I've ever.
He almost arrested you.
At some point he's got to write a book. He needs a book.
He should.
Yes.
So Max is a huge Eagles fan, big Philly sports guy. I'm sure he has some questions for you.
He said many questions. Oh, we got to put the headphones on. They're right next to you.
Oh, I got it.
Yeah, there you go.
Look at that.
I said few for the record.
Okay, few.
So how many is a few?
I think I have 3.
3 questions.
I didn't
That
write
sounds
any
good.
of them down, but
You also screwed up Nick giving him like a short cord on
It's all right. I'm making it work.
that's Hank. That's Hank.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hank
Okay.
also, by the way, couldn't listen. He didn't have his headphones on the entire time back here.
He couldn't listen?
Couldn't listen to a single word that he was saying.
Hank's
like
a
Tom
Patriots
Brady.
fan. He literally left.
Yeah.
he walked out.
This is an ultimate sign of
Well, he
respect from Hank.
he walked out for a meeting. I'll give him credit for that.
How
But
many
as soon
rings
as he
do you
was,
got?
Yeah, right.
he was talking about the Super Bowl, he said he couldn't listen.
He couldn't listen. All right, go ahead, Max.
First of all, I want to thank you for everything you've done for the city of Philadelphia and for the people of Philadelphia. You're the best, and I love you.
This is very similar to what Luca Brasi and The Godfather, like, practicing his speech. Like, hey, I just wanted to thank you for on your daughter's wedding day.
Yep.
He's got his notes right in front of him,
Yeah,
so
of
he's
course
good.
he does.
He's
I
good.
got nothing. You can see.
he did it
You can
with
see what I'm
crayon.
looking at.
Yeah.
First question, Philly call. Had you ever gone to Peterson before and like recommended another call, or was that a one and done situation?
I've definitely had times in my life where I've gone over to coaches and recommended plays. Before the Philly call with Doug, I'm sure we talked about things on the sideline. The next big moment play call that I ran over to Doug for was actually against the Bears in the playoff game. I was like, hey, let's do Q8 to Golden Tate, and let's just run it, because we had 2 plays called, and they were doing like a 0-0 hole coverage, which basically means it looks like they're bringing everyone, but they can also drop out. And so that was the next time, but that was the next year. So there's only a few times that I've run over there, because usually, Doug's a great play caller. So, I mean, most of the time when he'd call plays, I'd approve. And I knew what he was thinking. That was the biggest thing with quarterbacks, that if you have quarterbacks listening to this, the biggest thing you can do is, know your play caller and why they're calling a play. What's the intentionality of the play. So I knew that with Doug. So I really never had to do that other than that.
Were you confident that he was going to say yes to that? I mean, that was a crazy call.
You know what? I think me mispronouncing the name of the play, the Philly special, and asking for Philly. I don't know if it was all the commercials on TV or what it was that were going Philly. Maybe rattled his brain to where he just said yes. But no, we had talked about it. We were more thinking second half, go up by 2 scores, safer place to do it, not 4th and 1 in that situation. But at the same time, like I said, when a quarterback runs over there and you trust the quarterback, a lot of times the coach goes with it.
Okay, that was great.
That was it?
Yeah, those
No,
are
no.
two
I got
questions.
more.
He's letting it soak in.
Yeah,
Yep.
he just
He just thought about that memory one more time.
that was great. I'll never forget where I was. Okay. I know it's been said before, I think, in like different media outlets. Where did the Hungry Dogs thing start, and like what was the story of that came from there?
Yeah, Hungry Dogs Run Faster was from, and this is from my knowledge, and, I'll get fact checked, but from Jeff Stoutland, the offensive line coach, who is still at Philadelphia, and, he's with Chip Kelly, Doug Peterson, and, now with Sirianni. He's just an amazing O-line coach, does a great job, the guys love him. I mean, the line play consistently since 2013 has been fantastic. And that's been because of the O-lineman and the quality of O-lineman, but also because of Coach Stoutland. So that's one of his sayings is, Hungry Dogs Run Faster. And that's the mentality he wanted from his O-line. And then, the underdog stuff came in because, we were one of the top teams statistically going into the playoffs. But then when I took over, we then became the least feared, which we printed all over our facility. So even when you went to the restroom and you went number 2, where you thought you could have peace from everything, you look to your right and it's just on the wall. Mm-hmm. So there was a reminder, like, what it reminded me of was like, don't take anything for granted. No one expects anything from us, so put in the work.
So Coach Stout, like that was forever. That wasn't just because that they were underdogs in every game. Like all year, he was saying hungry dogs run faster.
That's I feel from what I know. That's always been one of his sayings in the O line, and then it just sort of transformed to the underdog mentality. And then underdog mentality with what is underdog? Well, hungry dogs run faster. But once again, now I got another guest for y'all. Get Coach Stout on the show.
Yeah.
He'd be better than me.
Yeah, no, I think they just came out with NFL films about him last night. I didn't get to watch it.
Yeah,
but
he's fantastic.
He's
He's fantastic.
Yeah.
Eagles O-line always the best.
Yep.
We'll get back to Nick in a second, but let's face it, guys. After a night with drinks, I don't really bounce back the next day like I used to. I have to make a choice. I can either have a great night or a great next day. That is until I found pre-alcohol. Z-Biotics. Got them right here. Fun fact, I've been using Z-Biotics for years. I was using them before they came on to Part of My Take as a sponsor. It actually works. I take one of these before a night out, and I feel much, much better the next day. Z-Biotics pre-alcohol probiotic drink is the world's first genetically engineered probiotic. It was invented by PhD scientists to tackle rough mornings after drinking. Here's how it works. When you drink, alcohol gets converted into a toxic byproduct in the gut. It's this byproduct, not dehydration, that's to blame for your rough next day. Pre-alcohol produces an enzyme to break this byproduct down. Just remember, take pre-alcohol, your first drink of the night, drink responsibly, and you will feel your best tomorrow. Every time I have pre-alcohol before drinks, I notice a difference the next day. Last Friday night, went out to a concert, had Z-Biotics before I had my first drink of the night. Saturday morning, woke up feeling wonderful. The stuff works. If you come over to my house, I make sure to pass out a round of pre-alcohol Z-Biotics to everybody before you start drinking, and the stuff actually works. I spend money on it. I'm on a delivery system from Z-Biotics. With the holiday season upon us, I'm going to be consuming a bit more alcohol than usual. With pre-alcohol, I can stay on track and not let the season throw me off course. Go to zbiotics.com/PMT. You can learn more. Get 15% off your first order when you use code PMT at checkout. Z-Biotics is backed with a 100% money-back guarantee. So if you're unsatisfied, they will refund your money, no questions asked. Remember, head to zbiotics.com/PMT and use code PMT at checkout for 15% off. They're good people. It's a good product. I endorse it. I personally use it. Check them out now, Z-Biotics. And now, more Nick Foles.
All right, last question, I think. You talked a little bit about the Philly media. They like to emphasize drama. What was the quarterback room like when you were taking over?
Yeah, I mean, they're always going to emphasize drama. I mean, we had a really solid quarterback room in Philadelphia. I mean, with Carson, Nate, and I, it was really solid. Obviously, with Carson going down, I mean, that, the one thing I always do with my teammates is try to put myself in what they're going through, whether it's an injury or, that's difficult. So, with Carson having such an amazing year and then getting injured like that down the stretch and then, we keep going, that's tough, man. He handled that so well. And it was a really great quarterback room, and we've all stayed in touch. I was in Nate Sudfeld's wedding, and, when Carson went to Kansas City, I texted him and was like pumped for him because I got to play for Kansas City in 2016 with Andy and just said how much he's going to love it. And, I was like, hey, go get some burn-ins, make sure you enjoy it while you're there. So really, for the NFL standards, a great quarterback room.
I love what Max did right there because he was like, the Philly media, they always try to get drama. Can you please talk some shit about Carson Wentz?
That wasn't what I said.
Yeah, it was.
I was like,
he was what you were doing.
Hey,
I was just acknowledging that was something that was being talked about at that time.
Yeah.
I also like how you say the word drama, like with a J.
There was a lot of
drama.
That's what Philly media likes to do. They're doing it right now.
You're doing it right now. You literally are doing it.
Max,
you're literally
I
doing
wanted
it.
him to give the opportunity to say that the Philly media overemphasizes things, and that's what's going on with Jalen Hurts and A.J. Brown right now. They were saying that Nick and Carson was pissed off that he was there, and I wanted to give him the chance to say that wasn't true, or if it was true.
So, yeah, you got it from me that we had a great quarterback room, and the life emotions definitely go in, but we had a great quarterback room in the sense of, like, caring for one another and having, like, being there during an injury, being there during a difficult situation. And, the Philadelphia media is nationally known for, being, putting stuff out there and being aggressive with it. I mean, that's what they do, and that's their job to do that. That's how they put food on the table for, their family, and that's what they're asked to do. It is when you go into the media, and the thing with them is I always had a great relationship with the media because I eventually just took the perspective. I was like, listen, these are human beings. I know what they're doing. I know they have to ask these questions. Maybe they want to ask it, or their boss is telling them, like, you have to ask this. It's my job to not get offended or be upset about it. And if I can't answer a question, I just have to pivot it and give them something to write about. Like, they have to write something. So instead of just being upset and like, oh, why'd you ask that? It's like, I'd eventually be like, I can't answer that. So nice try, but what I can give you is this. Mm-hmm. But it was more just having that because, you don't want the media mad at you.
Right.
Like in Philly, if they're mad at you, they're going to go at you. So I always want to treat them as human beings and have that perspective. And in doing so, I felt like I had a really great relationship with them, and I never really had an issue with it. I actually had fun going into the media. I changed my perspective. It's like when I go into this, I get my heads up, like, hey, here's some stuff that's going on. But I'm like, all right, let's see what they're going to try to ask, as opposed to like, I hope they don't ask this because I'm going to get pissed off. I was like, let me see if they go this way, and if they did, I just had fun with it.
Yeah.
Would you listen to the Philly media? Would you find yourself in the car tuned in?
No, I actually don't listen to much. I don't really listen to media. I listen to country music, some Christian rap, some Christian music, and then my kids running around screaming.
Yeah.
That's about it.
Yeah.
For me, there would be like a little bit of morbid curiosity where I would know that it wouldn't be healthy for me, but I'd find myself on the drive into the facility and I'd be like, let's just see what WIP is saying.
Yeah, I would do like 1 minute of radio on, 1 minute off.
Yeah.
Just be like, all right, give me a little taste.
You're going to do like a little interval set of the
right.
radio?
Yeah, right.
That's your mental. So the problem with that, okay, if you're a normal fan, I get it. But if you're a player or a coach, and I know the coaches, there's coach out there actually do listen, and they could say it's their prep work for the media and stuff. But my thing is this: it goes back to what I said at the beginning with like Coach Reid and stuff. Like, you have to have a clear-cut direction of where you want to go without the outside sources coming in. So the second you bring in someone talking potentially bad or ill or dramatic about your team, no matter what you do, it's going to be a part of your mind.
Yeah.
Like, you're not tough enough to say, I'm not going to let this affect me. It might affect you 1%. But that 1% you're going to need to be the best that you can be in the NFL. So that's why I think, anytime you do that as a, coach or a player, you're creating clutter in your brain that you don't want in there.
Yeah, it's better to just ignore it completely.
If you hear him say like one thing nice about you, if you have a good game and you tune in real quick and they're like, oh, Nick Foles, he's the best. This guy's the best.
You don't want that either.
And then you don't want that either because when you have a bad game, they say something bad about you, then that's going to absolutely crush you because you gave them power in the first place to like have your emotions affected by them. So you don't want to swing the other way. What about the off season after the Super Bowl? Did you think that like, hey, I might just stick around in Philly for a little bit?
You know what? I knew that I was signed for 2 years. So I was signed to go there as, the backup Carson for 2 years. So I was under contract, and I love Philadelphia. I wish, it's one of those places you wish you could play your whole career, and that's why I retired there. But we restructured my deal. I wasn't gonna be like, hey, I want to be released. Like, so we restructured it and added some bonus protection and all that if I played again. But after winning the Super Bowl, that never crossed my mind. You're so busy too. We wrote a book. You're doing different tours, and it just happens. Our daughter Lily was 7-8 months old when we won it. You're going on shows, so. Then all of a sudden the offseason hits, and it was really nice going back to Philadelphia, and I took all the reps in the offseason as Carson healed, but once he came back, I was running scout team, and it was good for my heart though. You go from winning the Super Bowl and being Super Bowl MVP, and then all of a sudden you're running scout team, and it's just part of it. But it was a lot of I love the guys, the locker room, and I really loved going to work there. But I knew after that season when Carson in 2018. When we beat the Bears in the playoffs, and I say that, but I was also a Bear.
Yeah.
I knew
that game broke Matt Nagy's brain forever.
I know.
Yeah.
I know. I remember running that same play in practice as a Bear, and I completed it. And
it broke his brain.
And they were just like, "Oh, we can't have you run that play." Like, I'm like, "Dang, there's some ill will towards here." But, I think I was excited to go back, and we restructured it, and I'm glad I had 18. I'm glad I didn't have to go reset somewhere else after winning the Super Bowl and. Being there, we love it. Like I said, that's why I retired there, is how much I love the Eagles.
Yeah, was that a humbling moment? Like you're Super Bowl MVP, and then boom, scout team.
It's definitely humbling, but God had worked so much in my heart through the years, and when I almost stepped away from the game after my year in St. Louis, that I realized when I came back to the game, I was like, whatever I do, I want to glorify God throughout that. So I just looked at that as another, opportunity to do so. And, God had done such a work that he took the, maybe the football being an idol or my identity, and was like, you know what, your representation of me, you're not perfect. I'm a human. I'm sinful. I've fallen short, but like I got to be an example in that situation. So you definitely have to fight the demons of like, man, like when I'd walk into the facility, like the first pictures, like me catching the Philly special on the Super Bowl 52 logo. But then I reminded, like, I get to be an example in the locker room with the young guys, the guys coming in, the guys that are here. Even I remember when we were going to London for the London game, all the starters were in the first class because they're playing, and then I'm in the back of the plane, with a lot of the, scout team and guys who were, backup, because I was backup. And, we even had some starters come back there with me. He's like, well, Nick's in the back of the plane, I'm going to be back there too. So it was one of those things where it was really cool, and I just didn't want to let that ego, take over my heart, because if it does, it can become toxic to the team.
Yeah, Max was just shaking his head like, "Don't fucking let Nick Foles sit in the back of the plane."
Yeah.
He was upset about that. So when you look back, because it's really interesting, your career is fascinating because you had the highs, the lows, like backup, bunch of different teams. Do you look back and you're just like, well, at least, there was that year I proved that like what my peak was. And like I was able to show everyone this is the guy that was inside me the whole time. And yeah, there was some time, the Jaguars didn't go so well. And, there's times where you bounce around. You even said you thought about retiring, but do you look back and the first thing you think of is like, yeah, see that? I was able to prove to everyone I'm a Super Bowl MVP.
I look back on my career just because it was such a wild journey, from the beginning to the end. And I look back with gratitude. And the one thing is funny because, like, growing up and growing in my faith and through different situations in life, I always, like, prayed for wisdom. So, like, I feel like you want to be downloaded with wisdom. I just download it. Like, we download it, update it on our iPhone or Android, whatever y'all are.
Yeah, no, we're iPhone.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
But
we're not crazy.
The green bubble sucks.
Are you Android?
I go back and forth. I'm iPhone right now, but I go back and forth. I like
That's
technology.
crazy.
Yeah, hey, I like testing out. I always try to, test different things out.
Okay.
But when I look back at it, I gained a lot of wisdom through the ups and downs, and even the when we got to the high, I had the heart to realize that this is really special. Embrace it, enjoy it, and it's about the journey and the people alongside it. It's not about the trophy. It's about you remember the moments, the tough moments, because it was so hard to get there. Mm-hmm. And then why was I able to endure those moments with my teammates? Well, it was because of the bad moments before that I thought were bad that taught me something inside. When every time we'd step on the field, we'd get killed. Maybe when I was in St. Louis, when I was struggling, when I got benched, where I almost left the game and came back to Kansas City. All those different moments come to fruition, and I realized how much wisdom I gained to where now I am retired and, raising 3 children. And raising kids is not easy because you're being intentional and all the different things go on, but it's also the most special thing in life. But I say that as it's also very hard. Mm-hmm. So, even coaching youth sports, there's a lot of wisdom, and I'm grateful for that. So when I look back, I know what I was able to do. I showed moments of that, but I also think it was a great example of how important a team is.
Yeah.
It wasn't me. It was my teammates and our coaches and everything together. So whenever I had success, everyone always says, like, why did you have so much success in Philadelphia? Well, they have a great owner. They have, Howie's done a great job as GM, and they've done great with coaches in the locker room. They have a system that they hold to. And then also I think the fan base really like makes, it's like we said, like they're going to hold you accountable just as much, if not more than any fan base. So like you better lock in, because you can't go out there complacent on Sunday or Monday or Thursday whenever you're playing. Like you have to bring it every single day because those fans are going to let you hear it. So you remember that when you step on. And it's not that way all the time. Sometimes the stadium's not even full. So there's not that accountability.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Wait, so when you almost walked away from the game, that was in St. Louis?
After St. Louis, it was such a turmoil year. It was the last year there in St. Louis going to LA, and there was a lot of different moving parts that happened, and I had just been traded from Philadelphia, and it was just I just did not have fun playing the game, lost heart for the game, and really needed to take a deep breath. And I just feel like playing football, when in the NFL it's a business, but at the same time, like you got to play the game with a childlike heart and a love for the game. Like that's got to be a part of it. So I had lost that part of it, and I didn't know if I was going to get it back. And then, went through this journey, and, it was all based on a journey God had presented before me. My wife was such a huge piece of that.
I read that she wrote you a letter.
She wrote me a letter that I keep in a Bible at my house, and I have several different study Bibles and everything. And occasionally, whenever I'm using that study Bible, it'll be there, and I'll reread it. And it was her being an amazing wife and best friend, and just one, challenging me, but two, realizing like she was there no matter what I decided. But she also felt like I was going through something, and I needed to face it head on and not let that darkness overtake me.
So was it a handwritten letter?
She typed it up. I think she probably hand wrote it and then typed it up. But it's
and then she just handed you. She's
a great writer.
She's like, here are my words, and then you sat down, you read a letter. That's very old school, but it sounds like it was powerful.
Yeah, it was a long letter. It was like 4 pages, so it was a long letter.
I mean, you have to think back now every now and then, being like, what if I had retired? I know money's not everything, but you ended up making like $60 more million and won a Super Bowl MVP. Yeah. That's an all-time what if.
Yeah.
I mean, that's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, in the moment that I decided to go back and play, I'll never forget it. We were in California, and I was, I just got back from a camping trip with Tori's brother, Ryan. We went camping and fly fishing, and, it was actually the first time I had peace since I was probably a kid, because football did not consume me. I had just been released from the Rams, so I was free. No team controlled me. I got to go on a camping trip. Andy Reid and I were texting because I was a free agent, and he wanted me to go to KC, and I just told him like, hey, I think I'm done. I'm just going to go on this trip and just enjoy being out in the wilderness and fly fish. I never got a chance to do that because I was always training. And then I got back and I had to deal with 6 teams that called and all these different things, and Tori and I are talking about everything, and it's just really hard for me to take because I'm not ready to make a decision, and I just didn't feel like I could do it. But then I remember just saying a prayer to God, like, God, like, I really don't know what to do. I'm struggling, and there was the calming voice or something inside me, whatever it was, discernment from the Holy Spirit that said, just move.
Yeah.
Like, stop being paralyzed. You're living in fear. That doesn't come from me. Either retire and I'll be with you and I love you and I'll be with you, or go back and play. And then the ultimate deciding factor is, what are you most afraid of? Like, what is, and I was most afraid of going back to play. So that's why I made the decision. It was like, that was the thing I did not want to do, but I was most afraid of, and I knew that he'd be walking alongside me. So I called Andy Reid. I left. My wife thought I was calling my agent to just put in my retirement papers.
Wow.
And she had no idea, because the conversation had gone where I was probably going to retire.
Yeah.
Because we're like in tears.
It was
and
that
stuff.
close, yeah.
It was tough. And she was there, and she's our rock of our family. I walk outside. I call Andy Reid, and I'm like, hey, if you'll have me. The training camp's already a week or 2 in. I was like, I'll come. I was like, and I told him 100% what was going on in my heart, so he knew. I'm like, hey, but if the love of the game can come back, I know it's playing for you in Kansas City. And if you'll still have me, I'd be honored to come here and give it a shot. Because training camp, you have so many guys. So, like, if I don't cut it and I lose heart, they're just going to cut me anyway.
Yeah, right.
So I called my agent, told him, and then I hadn't thrown a ball for like 3-4 months or something. So that night, I called Tori's brothers, Evan and Ryan, who, like I said, both great athletes. I'm like, hey, we got to go find a field and throw. I got to see if I can still throw this thing. So went through, and then like a day later, I'm on a flight KC. Get to training camp. They don't have like pads or shoes or helmet that fit the quarterback because they didn't account on that. So like, I'm wearing number 1. I'm wearing like lineman shoes, receiver shoulder pads, and like a random helmet. And I felt so dumb, like in one point. I just felt like an imposter.
Right.
But it was the 4th day of training camp where I woke up and I was doing my Bible study and watching film, and honestly, like, full transparency, like, tears came to my eyes because I realized it was the first time in a long time I was pumped to go to practice. I hadn't felt that in a long time. So
wow.
That year in 2016, being with the Kansas City Chiefs was my favorite year of football because of everything it led to. And that's why when, I cook with Chef Donnie and, I do all these different things, like Big Red is always a big part of like my journey. And I'm super grateful for him having me and the leader he is as a head coach.
Yeah. I mean, it sounds like Andy Reid, like, not save your career, but like having that relationship with him and having someone you can call and be like, hey, because if you call, you said 6 teams called you. If you call one of those other teams and you're like, hey, I don't know if I really want to do it, they'd be like, all right, fine, fuck you, don't come on.
No doubt.
But like Andy Reid being like, no, I want to give you this opportunity. That's awesome.
Yeah, and he drafted me. So he knew me for my rookie year and playing and going through the draft process, and we stayed in touch after. And, even when I was with Chip and having success, I'd always get a text from Andy. And, that meant a lot to me. And that was, really, really special. And that's why, he means so much. And I had so much fun. Alex Smith, Tyler Bray, our QB room, Coach Nagy was our offensive coordinator. it just, it showed me so much structure. Alex's preparation was amazing. So I got to learn a lot from him and his preparation and just the man he is. And we had a really great quarterback room that the environment was healthy. We had a lot of success. I played in 2 games that year and, had success and sort of got my mojo back.
So Andy Reid gets credit for the Eagles Super Bowl.
Yeah, and also Alex Smith might be the best starting quarterback of all time to be a backup quarterback for.
Yeah, he's he done, durable, done, just such an amazing player, such an amazing leader. And I will tell you this, like Alex in the facility, the way he locks in at the facility is truly amazing. Because then we'd have like quarterback date nights, and I'm like so used to like with the wives, not quarterback.
Yeah,
No,
not you
I
dating
assume
Alex
that.
Smith.
Wait, did you have quarterback date nights in Philly with Carson Wentz?
How
close were you?
We did a couple. They were in so Carson was not.
You used to.
Hold on. Nate wasn't married. Nate just got married a year ago. They're about to have their first kid. They might have had their first kid like right now. And then Carson was not married at the time.
Okay.
So,
he was not invited to date night. Got it.
Yeah, so I did date night with my wife.
Okay, so you would skip. So you and Carson Wentz were not as close as you were.
Yeah, but context is everything.
Yeah.
Not married. So like,
But he had a girlfriend?
He had a new girlfriend who's now his wife.
Oh, okay.
And they have,
Sounds like you could have gone on a date.
Yeah, sounds like things weren't so rosy in
That's
Philly.
interesting.
Yeah, see, y'all are just like me. I see what y'all are doing. This is why y'all do what you do.
Yeah.
This is why y'all do what you do.
In Philly, did you ever learn all the lyrics to Dreams and Nightmares?
I did not, but to this day when that song comes on, I listen to like the beat and everything.
Yeah.
When that song comes on,
gotta
like
pump you
there's
up.
something inside me that just like juices me up because of like running out of the tunnel and what it meant to our team and Meek Mill and everything is going through. Like that song forever will like get me going.
Yeah. That was a time and place. Max is smiling ear to ear. All right, I got one last question for you. It's a rowback question. RHOBACK.com. Promo code TAKE, 20% off your first purchase. Q-zips, polos, hoodies, joggers, shorts, rowback.com, promo code TAKE. So my last question was, do you want to give – we've kind of been, singing your praise, Nick Foles, Super Bowl MVP, everything. Do you want to give us any credit for not asking a question about everyone saying you have a big dick?
Well, I mean, in a way, you just sort of did that.
No,
he didn't.
No,
The question
that
was,
was
do you want
not.
to give us credit?
Whoa.
So
I did not ask the question.
So we're doing this, and like when I go on the show, I'm like, all right, is it weird that the first thing I thought of is like that's going to be the question?
Didn't ask the question.
Didn't ask the question.
Play the tape back. I asked if the question is, do we get credit for not bringing up the fact that other people say that you have a big dick? So it's really the question is, do we get credit?
Y'all do get credit.
Okay, there we go. Nice.
But it's if. Yeah, I mean, y'all get credit for not asking. Now we get the awkward likeness of it all, so you get what you need.
We get credit.
Speaking of rowback, they've got very roomy pants and joggers and shorts for all types of bodies.
What are you gonna say, Max?
I was going to ask if there's ever anyone in Philly who's asked you who has asked you to sign their dick.
What? All right, so now you can take the credit away because he made it even worse.
Yeah, that arguably
like-
was a little worse because then like when you ask the question, then you're like thinking about like what he just asked. You're like,
What?
I feel like
Good question,
people
man.
in Philly
No,
are crazy.
no, it's a
No.
People in
terrible
Philly are
question.
crazy. I could see it.
I mean,
or like a tattoo.
Gratefully, no.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of tattoos of the Super Bowl 52 or me. Funny story about tattoo. So I was in San Francisco doing a speaking thing, and I'd been in Philadelphia for a few days, San Fran, before I went back to SoCal, and I really needed to go like get a shower because I travel cross country in the morning. So I'm like, all right, there's a YMCA. So I go to the YMCA. I'm like, all right, hopefully, these gyms now with day passes, I don't even know. I just work out in my garage. So I go in there, walk in. I'm in San Francisco. And I'm like, hey, do you have and the guy just paused. He's staring at me. And my marketing agent buddy, Austin's with me. And I'm like, and he just lifts up his shirt. And it's just a full Super Bowl 52 tattoo. And this is San Francisco. Wow. So I was like, oh, wow. And, I was like, so I can get a day pass. He's like, yeah, we get free day passes anyway. But I'm like, but you're going to give me a free day pass. Huh? So I need a shower.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's just sort of the,
Philly
fans
everywhere.
are everywhere. They love
Yeah.
the team. They love the city. And it's an amazing fan base.
Yeah.
Max, was that you asking him if he would sign your penis?
No,
Yeah.
no,
Were you
no,
soft
no,
launching
no, that's not what I was
That's
saying.
what it sounded like to me.
That's not what I was saying. I really wanted to ask, like, what was the craziest Philly thing that you saw? And then you talked about that, and then it made me think, damn, I wonder if that has ever happened.
Listen,
I gotta
in
be honest,
terms of rumors
it's the
about
best-
you, it's the best one you can have.
The best possible rumor to
Yeah,
have.
and I don't even think it's a rumor, but in terms of people talking about something.
Yeah, I mean, it could be worse.
Yeah, very worse.
Yeah,
I mean, listen, I have a small dick, so like that sucks.
I've never had that rumor started about me. I've never had like former teammates go on podcasts and be like, "Hey, yeah, just like to confirm the size of PFT's dick for you." That's really the dream scenario.
Wait,
though.
so what is the last question? What is the craziest Philly fan story or weird or a request that you've gotten?
That was basically what I meant to ask.
Yeah, you just did a terrible job. Like, hey, dude, anyone ask you to sign their dick?
Yeah, I mean, you'll run in occasionally, like maybe an image of, a dick that they want signed or something. Stuff like that. But, usually it's not too crazy.
Yeah.
I think they know me too, so they,
Yeah.
a lot of it's just like a Philly special thing or something like that. So
Yeah.
They're respectful, like us. They, they
Yeah,
like to bring it
you
up.
did not ask the question.
Did not ask the question.
You didn't ask the question. He brought in a worse
Yeah, that
question.
was
Max
disgusting,
brought,
Max.
my Philly guy.
I didn't even ask about.
But my thing is this:
I asked
can we?
about other people's dicks.
Disgusting, Max.
But Max back there is thinking like, what can I ask? Like, my question is like, how do you get to that?
Yeah. Because he was thinking in his head, he was like, I think Nick Foles has had a good enough time on this interview, he'll sign my dick later.
That's not what I was
That's
saying.
absolutely what's
That's not what I
happening.
was saying. That's not what I was saying.
100%.
Not what I was saying.
Because he's done this before with guests. He's had guests sign his dick. So he was like,
correct.
And then he goes and gets it tattooed.
yeah.
No.
His dick is like a wall of graffiti right
No,
now.
this is incorrect. This is incorrect. This is not how I wanted this podcast to end.
You became a huge part of this podcast.
Yeah.
Nope.
Like now on social media, when we pump out all the. This is like what you're pumping out.
Yeah, he's going to be very upset about
That
it.
one just popped into my head.
Wait. Oh, man. All right, wait, so last question. You have a merch brand now. So you're
Yes.
wearing the hats.
Yes.
Dad season. I like it. Dads need more representation.
Yeah.
we
so
deserve
yeah,
credit.
story about it. So like Pat O'Donnell was punting for the 49ers, teammate in Chicago.
Bear, yeah.
One of my best friends. We co-founded the brand Dad Season, and at the beginning of any brand, like the idea was 2023, really got going in 2024. Throughout the course of this year is like, how are we going to do this? You're figuring out what is it a podcast? Is this? And we're like, you know what? Let's do great hats. Let's do merch. So right now in 2025, we have a great plan to scale more merch, more hoodies, more shirts. We want like performance golf, performance. The hat I'm wearing right now is a hydro performance hat. So moisture wicking, water repellent. These will come out in like January. So
Love it.
We want to create and spec out great hats. So we have a line of that, and it's dadszn.com and then on our social. But it's been a lot of great feedback, and we're also going to make things for we have a mom brand coming out, we have kid stuff coming out, a Philly girl hat, because we have a Philly line that's really cool.
Love it.
And then we're going to do stuff for people that are not dads. We have we're going to drop a lot of our performance hats without just our logo on the side, that even if you want to wear it, like you can wear it. And then you want Philly beanie, just because we have the Philly dad line. So we have a lot of great ideas. My brain is always churning with ideas, and we have a great team. We're truly small. It's Pat, myself, and our wives are heavily a part of it. And then we have a small team of people that love the brand. They're dads, and they love what we're doing, and they help with the as we grow in content and merchandise planning and scaling. So it's pretty awesome to do.
Nice. Yeah, being a dad rocks.
Yeah,
it's fun. Sometimes it's not fun.
In Chicago, it becomes a little more difficult because of the cold weather, huh?
Yeah. Well, thank God we have this office. I just have my kids just come here and run around.
Yeah,
that's part
that's
of
a
it.
lifesaver.
Yeah.
This office is like an adult music. It's amazing.
They love it. So, all right. Well, Nick, thank you so much, man. It was awesome having you on. Awesome meeting you. Max is going to ask for the dick signing after this.
All right.
Nope.
We won't do that. But if you want something else signed, we'll sign your shirt.
No, we're not going to cut any of this.
This is what goes on. This is the real nitty gritty.
He actually did a good job too with his previous questions.
No,
I was proud of Max for not asking a weird question earlier in the interview.
You know what? He's a true Philly fan.
Yeah, right. You can only contain it for so long.
I just wanted to know about other Philly
Once
fans.
you go-
Now, Max, you know what you've done is now Philly fans are going to ask him that all the time, and it's all because of you.
Yeah, you actually just created a lot of issues for me.
We cut all.
You
Our
ruined
fans,
you
you
ruined
ruined
Nick
all
Foles'
of this
life, Max.
No, you did it to him. All right, thanks so much, Nick.
All right, thank you. I appreciate it.
Welcome back to another Fyre Fest of the Week, brought to you by our friends at Morgan & Morgan. You know what really sucks? Having to dunk over the course of the next couple weeks. You know what else really sucks? Getting injured. But you know what doesn't suck? Calling Morgan & Morgan so they can help you get what you deserve. Well, they can't help add inches to your vertical leap. They can't help fight to get you full and fair compensation when injured. The fee is free unless they win. For more information, go to forthepeople.com/PMT or dial pound law from your cell phone.
Okay, Fyre Fest of the week, boys. It's time. Henry?
Yeah, my Fyre Fest is dunk related.
Oh.
Next week is the day I'll be attempting. I think I will be close-ish
Yep. When is PMTV coming out?
today, or it's out now.
So PFT.
Yeah.
We have some negotiating. We did some pre-negotiation. I said to Hank when we were negotiating that none of this counts because PFT is not here.
Yeah, I heard some things from the walls regarding the pre-negotiations.
There was some slander.
There was some well, I know because slander is when it's not true,
Oh yeah.
but just some insults.
Insults
that were
stats.
thrown around very loosely. But yeah, Hank, this has been like a 6-month Fyre Fest for you because there have been so many ups and downs, and having this challenge just looming out in the distance has really put you through a mental ringer.
Yeah, I mean, I've enjoyed the training. I've seen progress. I will see if I've seen enough progress. I think it will be close. I probably didn't go as hard as I should have in the beginning, and much like a project or whatever in school, I procrastinated too long. I was going through the motions. I just wasn't. I've been locked in for like 2 months. I just needed to be locked in for like probably an extra 2 or 3.
Yeah.
But there's a second part of the dunk bet where it's like we went back and watched the footage when we recorded it, last year.
Yeah.
It
Hank
was
tried to
go
change
perfect. It was go. Can I? All right.
Okay, go
You want
ahead.
it? You,
No,
you can
you
explain
go.
it. No,
No,
you
you go.
want to explain it?
I knew this day would come.
You want to explain it?
You got it. My bad.
When the discussion was, Big Cat said if you go perfect from 3-point contest, 25 for 25, then you win as well. I said that's never going to happen. You said okay, 20. I remember.
That's not how it was said.
Oh, all right, you explain.
No,
it.
no,
you
you
explain
explain
it.
it.
You
You
explain it.
explain
You
So
explain it.
Max was walking around showing everybody this clip yesterday, trying to figure out what this clip means if you watched it.
No, Hank, put it back. Put it back.
I watched
Put it
the clip,
back.
Hank. My initial reaction was
Put it
20
back.
for 20.
We got a mic off right now. We got two podcasters and just not talking into a mic.
Put it back. Put it back.
We got a mic off.
Put it back.
Hank, what did you think that the second part
I
of
don't.
that
I don't
was?
know, PFT. Maybe if you let me fucking speak, I would explain it. But you guys got it. You take it away.
No,
my Fyre
say
Fest
it.
is I'm not good at shooting threes.
No,
That's
say
it.
it. Say it.
I just did.
You didn't. You didn't
You
say.
literally
the
didn't
whole
let me finish.
I did let you finish the part
You
where you
interrupted
said
me
that I
every
was
time
wrong.
I was speaking. That's not what I said.
Okay. Restart.
I misinterpreted what the initial discussion was. I'm not going to be able to shoot 20 threes in a row. That's it.
I have a question, Hank.
Yeah.
What was the initial discussion?
Do we have a clip? Can we
The
play it?
initial discussion was 25 for 25. I said that's never going to happen. You said okay, 20. There was you have to go perfect from 3-point, 25 for 25. I said that's never going to happen. You said okay, 20. I heard that as 20 out of 25. When I rewatched the clip this week, I realized you guys meant 20 for 20. So I attempted to shoot. I had 3 shots at it. I took 25 attempts at it on Tuesday, and I didn't make it more than 5 times in a row. So that's over.
We have to figure out something that I don't want you to be as down as you are, because I actually still think you might be able to dunk.
You're not giving up on the dunk, are you?
Nope,
So why are you this upset about the 3-pointer?
I'm not.
You're
A
not.
text you sent me last night makes me think that you might be close to dunking.
I thought Big Cat lowered the rims, which he said he wants to do to fuck with me.
I can't. I tried.
I don't think I'm going to dunk. I think I'm going to be. I'm just not. I can jump 10 feet 4 inches. I think I probably need another inch. I don't think I'm going to run out of time.
All right, so let's negotiate.
Yeah. Let's negotiate. Because here's what it comes down
I
to.
don't mind. It is what it is. We made the bet.
No,
I'm
no.
gonna honor
No,
my
no,
bet.
no,
Like
no. But
I'm not trying to get out of it.
No. So what I told him, PFT, is like this is for the viewers. We want it to be fun for the viewers. So obviously, if he can't dunk and he can't do the 20 for 20, we should come up with a redemption bet for Hank, where it's not us at stake, so we don't have to pay him anything. It's just him getting out of paying us.
Getting back to 0.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Here's the clip.
Okay.
If you want to play it. If you can't dunk, I'll give you 3 chances to go perfect from 3-point contest. And if you get that, then you get the money. Okay. That was smart by me, because now he's gonna halfway through not training, he's gonna be like, maybe I'll just
get
train
really
my
good.
3-pointers and he'll stop training to dunk. That works. So three times through, you'd have to make 25 3-pointers in a row.
Yeah, that'll never happen.
All right, we'll say 20.
That is so much more likely to happen than you.
So I remember talking about it, and I remember 20 in my head for the last few months. It was 20 out of 25. Watching the clip back, I realized it was 20 for 20, which is impossible. I think 20 for 25 is possible. Obviously, that's not what we discussed.
So the thing we could do, and I propose this, is that we could do, you get a redemption rack or a run through, and I get 3 chances to beat you. And if I beat you, or we could do the average of me and PFT, and then the difference is what you pay us. Was the other thing I proposed.
Say that again. You and PFT both do one time through.
We get no. You go one time through. That's your score. So let's say you get 20. Okay. PFT and I go 3 times through each, and we average our best scores. And then the difference is so say our average is 14, and you get 20. We would then take off whatever it is. So what do you would owe us? $8,000?
$8,000.
You'd owe us $2,000. So it'd be like $1,000 a point or something. What do you think about that, PFT?
What were the terms that you guys were throwing around yesterday?
That was kind of it. It was like that. It was us going.
Is Hank going to risk anything more?
It was going to be
not necessarily money.
It was going to be PFT versus Hank straight up one time going through for $1 million. He would have to pay us $1 million if you beat him, and we wouldn't have to pay anything if he beat you. We wouldn't have to pay anything. That was where the insult came in.
Yeah,
he was willing to do $1 million and get a cat and shave his face.
I kind of want to take that bet.
$1 million?
Dude, $1 million. It's not. The $1 million is cool, but getting a cat.
Yeah.
And shaving.
I mean, I'm open to either of those.
Okay. Oh, we could do this. All right. So how about we do this? Because you'd owe us $4,000, right?
Correct.
I would be willing to go heads up with you, 1 round versus 1 round. If you beat me, I'll wipe mine clean.
Okay.
And then PFT go heads up with you. If PFT beats you, you got to get a cat.
And shave. But here's what I'll do.
Wipe it clean no
I'll
matter
also
what?
wipe it clean
no
if
matter
I
what?
beat you. I'm willing to trade $4,000 cash.
Yeah. So it's wipe. So you'd be wiped clean on PFTs no matter what. And then if he beats you, you got to get a cat and shave your face. Why wouldn't you take this?
You just said $1 million.
Why would you take this?
And listen, I do not shoot 3-pointers.
I mean, we're just going heads up. One time.
I feel like I would
have to go first.
I'd probably make 4 threes.
If PFT goes
Remember,
first,
I have a broken pinky.
If PFT goes first, I'll do it. I'll go first against you.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't care when I go.
Yeah. All right. So
why don't you want me to go second?
It's a lot of pressure for me.
Oh, I think he's got to go second. I think he's got to go second for the viewers.
I think there's way more pressure on you if you go second.
Yeah, that's true.
Way more.
I don't know.
I want Hank to go second.
I accept.
Against PFT.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Accept.
I want Hank to go second against PFT.
Accept.
I don't. I'd rather.
You already accepted.
No, I didn't. I literally did not.
You just said if PFT goes first, I'll do it.
And I said, okay,
All right,
accept.
fine.
I think this is fair.
It's very fair.
So you're gonna go. So you're gonna try to dunk. If you don't dunk, you're gonna try to get 23s in a row. You have 3 shots at that. If that doesn't happen, we owe you nothing. So we've won that side of the bet. And then we have the elimination is essentially me and you heads up one time. If I beat you, you owe me the $4,000. If you beat me, we're clear. And then one time, you're already clear with PFT. But if he beats you, you have to get a cat and shave your face. It's the shaving the face, isn't it?
No, it's the cat.
Oh, it is? Oh, I thought it was the shaving
The cat might take care of the spiders.
Yeah, true.
Spiders have gone away for winter.
The cat. Listen, the cat is fine.
I love Hank's ongoing war against the spiders.
I think this is a fair deal.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't want to own a cat, but I also I'm going to beat PFT, so whatever.
You could also adopt an elderly cat. They need homes too.
True.
From paws. That'd be so sad if you just adopted a cat for it to die 6 months later. You would definitely love that cat.
All right.
Good.
All right, we're good.
Yeah.
Okay.
So already you've the most you're gonna have to pay is $4,000.
Correct.
Yeah.
This is a win. This is a massive win for you, Hank.
And you've been shooting a lot more than me, so I think you're gonna beat me. Although you've never beaten me in a 3-point contest.
Yeah,
but I think
pressure,
you could
but
beat me.
I'll lock in.
This is gonna be great. Imagine if PFT beats. So PFT, you gotta fucking get
I'm gonna talk.
tight.
I'm texting Titus.
You
right
gotta get tight. You gotta get your shit on.
All right, pressure makes diamonds. Or I can just dunk.
Or you can
It's
just
true.
dunk. If you dunk, you just what would you get? $18,000 or something?
20.
20? Damn. What a I mean now I'm rooting for you to dunk.
Yeah, me too.
Would you still do heads up against
No.
PFT just for the cat? Come on. The people need the cat.
Hank, if you can dunk, I think you should go heads up against me, and I'll double how much I owe you.
Okay,
cat.
deal.
Oh my god.
Deal.
So you're shooting for a cat no matter what.
Yeah, I love that.
Mm-hmm.
I love that.
All right.
And what day are we doing this?
Friday.
Friday.
Okay, I'm texting Mark.
Yeah. There also might be someone who could help you.
Like a week from today. Yeah.
There's also someone who might be here who could help you shoot too. PFT.
Yes,
A coach of some kind.
but I got to put the hours.
That
in
won't
right
add
now.
any pressure to you.
No, I mean I'm gonna fall apart. This is gonna be terrible. I'm already falling apart.
But you know who wins? The WLs.
And that's all that matters.
That's all that matters.
I'm
They
not
are
gonna
winning
sleep
in
for the
this
next
whole
week,
thing.
but-
They're gonna win. This is going to be a big win for them.
And we're doing the racks, not the guns.
Yes.
Okay.
Racks.
Also, this will be the finale of the PMT.
Yeah, this will air
documentary.
Christmas
Yes.
week.
Yes.
So
So
just
everything will
for
be out.
everyone who's been asking about that,
This will air Christmas
this
week.
will air Christmas week
Yeah.
at the end of the last episode of the PMT documentary.
Yes. Okay. PFT Year Fyre Fest. That was good. That was good,
good
talk.
Fyre
I'm
Fest.
sorry for interrupting you at the start.
It's okay.
I apologize.
My Fyre Fest kind of addressed a couple of them already. One was that Hank brought back winter by provoking it.
Dude, it's fucking like whatever.
Today
it was
was
not that
that
bad.
It
No.
was -5 wind chill this morning. It's okay. My other Fyre Fest,
It's gonna get to be 40 degrees again tomorrow or Friday.
It'll be okay. It'll
Saturday.
be okay. My other Fyre Fest is that I have entered the metaverse,
Uh-oh.
and I think I like it. I think I enjoy it. So I got the Apple Vision Pro like 7 months ago. What a waste of fucking money that was.
Yeah.
That's probably the biggest waste of money I've ever had in my entire life, was buying that. But a couple days ago, went out, picked up the Meta Quest 3. That thing rocks. So you can watch NBA games and feel like you're actually courtside at it. This is not an ad. I just enjoy being in the metaverse.
Shit, I might have to buy it.
You feel like you're courtside. It's great for flight simulators. I know you love those, Big Cat.
Yeah.
So I'm just like rocking my Meta helmet at home. I was watching college football on Saturday. I had 3 games on at once on like big screen TVs that were just floating in my room. It's awesome. I think I'm just a full-time metaverse guy.
I guess I got to get it.
I'm going. You can troll in the metaverse too.
Oh.
You can like go up to other people and start fucking with them.
Oh,
Yeah, it's fun.
okay.
It's fun.
I'm going to be a MetaQuest guy.
I'm in the metaverse right now.
That sounds sick. Was it hard to set up?
No, it's very easy. To set
Did you
up.
get any headaches?
No headaches. No headaches.
I remember because we had this in the New York office, and I played like 2 games of something, and my brain could. I also have a fucked up brain.
It's
That's a
true.
me thing. That's a me thing.
Yeah,
I'll stop
yeah.
talking.
Yeah, stop talking.
I
That's
know
you.
that like if you don't adjust the like tightness of it or the lens distance or whatever, it fucks with you. But if you have it set up perfectly, it's man. I'm telling you, the Apple Vision Pro was like $5,000. This thing was $500. This kicks the shit out of the Apple Vision Pro. Apple Vision Pro sucks ass, but this rocks.
I might have to get it. All right, my Fyre Fest, I get 2. One is I do think I have a broken pinky. I've had it for 2 weeks. I don't know what to do about it. I don't think you can do anything for a broken pinky.
You can cut it off.
It just hurts really bad. It hurt really bad when I heard it, and then it got a little better, and now it hurts again. So yeah, I don't think you can. They don't do anything for a broken pinky, right?
You can like tape it, I think.
Yeah, I'm not doing anything.
it
So
a
I think
butterfing.
I'm just like a hurt hand guy for the rest of my life.
Yeah.
And then the other one was that my son just threw up all over my car on Saturday, and that was fun. So, and we were in a parking lot after lunch, and I said to him, I was like, "You look like you're gonna throw up. Do you need to throw up?" And he's like, "No." And then we got in the car, everywhere.
Spin zone though, big cat. At least now you have a sick car.
Yeah, real sick car. Real sick car. Oh, it was everywhere. And then I got blamed for it because he was like, you shouldn't have made me eat the single noodle that he ate for lunch.
That was your fault.
He was like, I told you I didn't want that single noodle. It would make me sick.
Right.
Like, damn, you're right. You got me. All right.
Hank, you okay?
Mm-hmm.
You're fine.
What just
happened here is that you already are down. You already don't have to pay $4,000.
I would pay $4,000 to not have a cat and shave my face. Like the money
to PFT.
No, I know,
dude. I suck.
It's pressure.
PFT, you shouldn't practice.
No, stop.
I mean, it's not going to make a difference. I think I would honestly shoot. I'm probably like 7% from 3. Is that fair?
And you're also going to be on. You're already going to done it. Like you're going to do it like what 3 times. So you're going to be warmed up, and you're in great shape.
Yeah, I'm excited. I'm nervous, but I'm excited.
You shouldn't be nervous. I think you're good. I think you're going to walk away from this and probably not owe anything.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
Or be up 20.
Or be up 20. Yeah, you could dunk.
Dude, how sick would it be if you were to dunk and you'd have that video for forever?
Oh, the way I'm going to dunk is not great.
Wait, how many times does he get again?
To dunk unlimited.
Yeah, because you'll stop being able to jump as high after a little bit. You'll quit. Memes, are you still staring at that light?
I was showing Pug off the light.
Oh, man.
I can't stress enough how long this light has been there.
Forever.
And you can also
Forever.
just stop looking at it.
All right.
But now I have to look at it.
All right. We ready for numbers?
11.
3.
Nice.
What the fuck, man?
2.
That's a big thing for me.
94 Pug.
35.
I'll go 10.
21.
Thanks to the Nationals.
Oh yeah, the Nationals tweeted at Memes after they won the ladder saying, "Memes, have you ever gotten this?"
You've never gotten it, Memes. You've never gotten it.
But I,
63. 63.
Love you guys.